Test, test. All right, cool. Seems to be working. See how this goes, chat. We got the new mic. We got everything going on, chat. Chat, it's been a long time here, chat. I think the game has started a little bit later. It looks like there's a lot of stuff we need to talk about, chat. It has been a while since we've been here, but yeah, I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to be back. Oh, excuse me. It has been a very long time, chat. I feel like it's been a long time, but it's really only been 2 weeks. Still, it's been a while. Let me. There we go. How's the camera look? Camera looks pretty good, actually. Hmm, not bad. What's up, Jack? Great to see the work of the Jimmy Fund. Yeah, it's super cool, but it's also really sad sometimes. Camera's good. Okay. I have this new see, so I can put the mic way up here, right? I put it all the way down here. I could bring it in, do all this cool stuff with it, right? So I've been trying to figure out the best way to put the camera angle. But I think having it over here and putting that there, that's the best spot for it, I think. Um, but yeah, yeah, it is. It is sad. It's hard to listen to some of these stories because man, these people are so much braver than I think I would ever be. It truly, it is. It's impressive to listen to what these people go through and the battle that they've gone through. Also, did you see that kid in the crowd wearing a Boba Fett shirt with a Boston Red Sox marathon hat? What are we doing? What is that? Red Sox equal? Yeah. 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 We're still gonna have fun here though, chat. I will still be live streaming every single game. And speaking or every single Wednesday, not every single game. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing with the Boba Fett shirt and the Red Sox hat? That's I honestly at this point, I'm at the point in the year now where I almost hate watching the Red Sox play the Blue Jays more than I hate watching the Red Sox play the Yankees. Because at least with the Red Sox Yankee games, I mean, two of those games were blowouts, but who cares? It was towards the All Star break. The real story in that series was Chris Sale, right? Um, but every Red Sox game versus the Yankees has been entertained to watch for the most part. These Blue Jays games, man, some of these have been literally, I mean, most of them have just been brutal in terms of watching for the Red Sox. Seriously. And now tonight we got Bobby Dahlbeck playing shortstop. Huh? Christian Royal. They must seriously be lacking depth so bad that they're just not putting Christian Royal on the IL. They're just gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna save you for a couple of games and hope that Story can come back in time. Also, did you guys see John Schreiber's mustache? Wild mustache. Saw you published in the Sports Illustrated article. Yeah, Chad. If you guys haven't seen, I was featured on an article that was featured the uh, on the Sports Illustrated page, which is pretty cool. Their Sports Illustrated like fan sided thing. So if you guys want to check that out, I can throw the link in here. It's pretty good. I talked about I talked about how the Red Sox fan base is viewing the ownership right now. So if you guys want me to go over that or anything, let me know. But yeah, it was pretty. It was a, that was a. I was shaking. I was so excited to see my work finally published, which is pretty cool. Something that I've been working on. Dahlbeck is Bogart's shortstop replacement. Yeah, that's the plan for next year. I'm hoping I'll be on the team soon. Yeah. It's looking like you want me to drop the link? Yeah, I'll drop the link to the article. I think what I did is I didn't speak from personal experience. What I did is I spoke from what I've gathered from the community. Because I mean the community right now as a whole is kind of yeah, it's kind of also what's up, Michaela? Salutations, Michaelo. I'm gonna butcher that. I'm so sorry. I'm so bad with names. But salutations from California. That's awesome. You guys must be kind of lucking out these East Coast games, though, huh? Although I guess it could be kind of annoying to start at what 4 on some of these, but still, you don't have to stay up super late. So if you guys want me to, I can go over the page and everything. I'm still gonna support the Red Sox, but I'll say this: this team make me so mad. I wouldn't have a problem if we lost and showed effort. But the thing is, we don't even. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, it's strange because some games it feels like the Red Sox are playing their hearts out, and other games it feels like they're just not there. It's weird. It's something that I haven't seen. Here's the article that I was featured on, Chat. If you guys want to take a look. Sort of like their online blogging space. Some guy from Liverpool who blogs about Liverpool asked me to um give him what I think of the fan base's reaction towards this season and the front office in general. So if you guys want to take a look at that, I can summarize it too if you guys don't want me to, if you guys don't want to read the article. Let me know. What's up, Rodrigo? My girlfriend told me Bobby's playing shortstop today. I was like, nah, you high. Turns out, yeah. When they tweeted that out, I quite literally looked at it 3 times. I was like, no, uh-uh. This is a joke. Someone's pulling my string here. There's no way Bobby Dahlbeck's playing shortstop tonight, but there he is. It honestly it makes somewhat of sense, right? That Bob's playing shortstop. You got to think about Christian Royals hurt, right? Xander's obviously hurt. Story's hurt. They're not going to recall up Downs. They got rid of Sanchez. Who else are you going to put there? McGuire, Plawecki, or Duran? Although I guess, yeah, there could have been them. But you need Duran for center field because you got Kike at second base. I mean, this is yeah, it's brutal. They don't have a bench right now. What's up, like a Rolling Stone? Can I call you Bob Dylan, by the way? Um, Bobby should be a shortstop permanently. I'm Dominican Republic. I live in the U.S. though. I'm glad I get to catch Red Sox game a lot. That's awesome. Where are you in the U.S.? T5. What about Kike on shortstop and Bobby at second base? I mean, yeah, they could have done that too, but I think if you're looking at it in terms of what Bob is more comfortable with, it's that at half side. Um, it's that half side of the diamond. So I think the thought process with putting Bobby Dahlbeck at shortstop was he knows that left side of the diamond a little bit better. So maybe we just maybe we just stick him there and see what happens. I don't know. Because I mean, you kind of play shortstop when you shift over to third base, right? So what happened to Arroyo? He was fine yesterday. He slid, what was it, head first? No, it was feet first into first base, and it looked like he messed up his ankle. I remember you made a video on how to include Bob in the lineup. No one expected this. I could have made that video on how to insert Bob into this lineup 150 times. I don't think I would have once put Bobby Dahlbeck at shortstop. I could have done it 100 different ways. Also, Bayo's pitching tonight, so we're looking at what, 4 runs in the first inning, and then he'll settle down. I haven't thought about the structure of this team after the season. Is there optimism or pessimism? I think right now, Maddie, I personally, I'm kind of in between. Um, I'm optimistic that with the thought of, and the ability that this front office has, with the wiggle room they have in monetarily to put together a team and fill a lot of these holes. I'm pessimistic because they've had that opportunity for the past 2 seasons and haven't really done it. So I don't know what to. I genuinely think 2023 is going to be the tipping point for a lot of fans. If the Red Sox go out and they make a statement in this offseason, and the statement's going to have to be through free agency. If they make a true statement, oh great, we have Laz Diaz behind the plate, great. Um, yeah. So I think 2023 will be the true turning point with fans in the front office. I mean, there are fans right now who already hate the front office. That hatred's going to turn to just pure, unadulterated devotion to hating them if they do terrible in this offseason. And I think you could sway a lot of people too, 'cause, like me, right? I'm on the fence because a lot of the season had to do with injuries, right? There were obvious holes, but those holes could have been covered up if everyone was healthy. So I think I'm kind of in between here. I think this offseason will sway me one way or the other. Being in Montreal, I do hate Toronto. Oh my god, it's the worst. I was just saying this. It feels like we just get bashed in. I mean, I would rather watch Red Sox Yankees right now. I hate watching the Blue Jays more than I hate watching the Yankees. W article, nice article. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, I was proud of what I said. I thought it was very kind of down the middle. I didn't bash them too bad. I just sort of stated the facts of what's going on. Now you know it's like writing on halftime. Yeah, yeah. Mine wasn't in depth as yours usually are, Griffin. But yeah, I live in South Carolina right now. Oh, nice. We went down to South Carolina. Me and my family went down to South Carolina last year. Beautiful down there. So yeah, you must get all the Red Sox games. No blackouts for you, right? What do you get blacked out? The Braves, maybe? And I want Bobby Dahlbeck to be good so bad, but he can't consistently, sadly. Yeah. I'm with you. I want Bobby to do well so bad, but it's just not happening. If we're at this point next year, then it'll be impossible to support the front office. Yeah. Wow, look at Bayo. Look at Bayo. Um, where was I? I'm from Transylvania, Romania, but came to the USA in the 90s, first to New York, then to California. That's wild. That's awesome. How'd you get into baseball? If you lived in California or New York, then California, how'd you end up a Red Sox fan? I guess my question boils down to whether or not the front office is going to be able to allocate the money coming out the books. Currently have. Yeah, yeah. I mean that's it at the end of the day, right? I think everyone who supports the Red Sox right now is looking towards 2023 and what 2023 can bring, and that's the biggest question. What's up, talking Red Sox? Um, why hasn't Corey shaved his face? I thought he went through this already. I think he's given up. I think he's like, dude, we're 7 games back. I'm just growing out this beard effort. What is Corey doing with the lineup tonight, Maya? We kind of went over this a little bit at the beginning. Here's my thought process on it. One, I don't know. But two, it's because we're so banged up, right? Our star starting shortstop is hurt. The only guy who could really professionally play shortstop, Christian Arroyo, is hurt. Trevor Story's hurt. Kike Hernandez has to play one of the two infield positions. He's more comfortable and much better at second base. You can't put Jaron Durant, who's a natural second baseman, at second base because you need someone in the outfield, right? So it's kind of like, who else do you have? We're not going to put McGuire, Plawecki, or Ref Snyder there, but we can use Ref Snyder because Tommy Pham's hurt. They literally don't have an option. Core's sitting there like, well, what else do I do? So yeah, yeah. Yeah, Clip, it's been tough. Although, I don't know. There have been some good relievers that Heimblum's picked up. People forget about Adam Ottavino, how good he was. People forget about how good Hanzo Robles was in that stretch. People forget about the fact that Matt Strom's been good all year. John Schreiber, right? So I wouldn't say any good reliever. I would say a closer. He seems to be allergic to closers, which I don't get. Look at Brian Bayo, baby. 2 strikeouts in a row. George Springer and Vladdy Jr., not easy to strike them out. You the Brave channel for free, got to pay for Nessa and NBC Boston. Really? The only games that are blacked out are Marlins games? That doesn't make any sense. The blackout system is so weird for baseball. I don't understand why that's still a thing. I don't get it. MLB TV should just make you would probably get more people in your area watching baseball games if you could get MLB TV because so many people don't want to look at Bob. Gold glove shortstop. Gold glove shortstop, Bob. Xander loves it. Xander thinks it's so funny. Excuse me. What's up, Kevin? We're not losing yet. Bayo actually came out hot. Crazy. Bayo did really well. Problem is we were good last year, but this year we're so bad. I give him no credit, even though he did a lot of good last year. Um, well, with that statement too, Clip, you have to look at every factor, right? I think there is certainly blame to be had for the front office. 100% there's blame to be had for the front office. But would I say all of the blame goes to Hein Bloom this year? No. Uh-uh. I think I would say, to be totally honest with you, I think most of the blame goes on injuries. And people are gonna be like, well, injuries are no excuse. But then you look at the fact, right? when you're looking at other teams, we got injured in specific places. Like we had a time where our pitching, we still have a time where our pitching staff was decimated to the point where even your backup depth pieces are injured. So then you have to go to guys like Siebold, who wasn't Bale, who's pitching tonight, who is certainly not major league ready. So I would say you're. Oops, sorry. Um, I would say I would say there's definitely blame to be put onto the front office, and there's blame that can't be put anywhere because it's on injuries. Is anyone watching the game? I will watch every game, Eric, regardless of the standings. I just love watching Red Sox baseball, even when it's miserable. Blackouts equals greed and deals with cable companies, but that's my thought process: is why doesn't MLB make a deal with the front office with the cable companies? It doesn't make sense to me. Like, why wouldn't you just make a deal with them and pay them a certain amount? If they stay healthy next season, that would be an improvement. I think at this point next season, yeah, I think staying healthy's got to be the main goal. I don't understand. I mean, that's just wildly unlucky. Oh man, I gotta get used to this chat. It's just an off day for Xander. Nah, he got hurt yesterday. Yeah, he got hurt. Xander's been hurt all year. Did you guys see that article? Came out. He's been dealing with back issues from that. Remember when he collided with Verdugo and everyone's like, he's got to be hurt, and then played through it? Yeah, that one. He's had back issues since then. So Mookie making his return to Fenway next year. Yeah, I'm making a video tomorrow on the new like the highlights of the new schedule for the Red Sox. But yeah, that's definitely one to circle. That'll be really cool. Really, really cool. Oh, he'll definitely get an ovation. T5. Like we had a closer, then we were in a wild card spot. Team is still not good enough. Injuries were too much. Yeah, even if the holes were filled that needed to be filled this off season were filled, I think we're in the same spot. Seriously, I do. I think we're in the exact same spot just because of the depth we're missing and the injuries. This year, 60% injuries, 20% players underperforming, 20% front office mistakes. Yeah, I would honestly put it at 60% injuries. I like that. And then I would probably do, it's tough, man. I got to do 30% front office mistakes because even when they were healthy and they were performing, you could see you could see like we were losing games not because they were underperforming, but because those holes were there. So I think I do 60, 30, 10. I think that makes sense. Next year clip, yeah, we'll probably switch up the schedule a little bit next year. I might even by the time next year rolls around be at a point where I can do 2 streams a week too. I've been thinking about that a little bit. Um so yeah, but yeah, there'll be some big games that will definitely move around schedule to fit in. Roughly what, Griffin? Thoughts on JD and Xander power down year? I think a lot of it. I think with I think with JD, a lot of it was, I don't really know with JD. With Xander, I could tell you it's injuries. His swing hasn't looked right for a long time. Um, especially after that Verdugo collision, and people have been talking about it the entire season. When did Xander get hurt? Why is Xander hurt? All this kind of stuff, and we never knew. And so the thought process was, well, he's just underperforming. Then it comes out that he had back issues. He had to get shots in his shoulder and his arm because of a collision with Doogie, and he hasn't been able to regain the momentum from that. And it's just sort of like, okay, well, um now we know what's going on with Xander, and that makes sense, right? With everyone going down around him being in a contract year, him wanting to be on the Red Sox and not getting an offer from the Red Sox, all those combined have to be factors that are like, I need to stay on this field. Look at Doogie. you know? So I think Xander's can be explained away. JD's, I don't know. Forgot the Jays got wit. I honestly forgot the Jays made any moves at the deadline. It's still weird seeing Jackie Bradley Jr. in a different uniform. The blame goes on the trainer. Too many injuries. Guys are being pushed too hard, etc. Yeah, I think some of it has to be on the staff as well. Yeah, that could be definitely definitely a cause for concern for sure. They missed the Trevor Story thing. What else? They missed something else too, right? They kept saying like Evaldi was going to be back, and then he didn't come back for a long time. Like right there is a perfect example of what I cannot explain with JD. He's behind on fastballs. He hasn't been able to hit a fastball all year, even when he was perfectly healthy. So I don't know. But yeah, oh yeah, Sox. I think you're right. Um, yeah, I think you're right. I think some of it has to go into the trainers as well because just so much was missed, and approaches were never changed. And maybe that boils down to an individual level, but at the same time, someone at some point has to get this team back in focus, and it just didn't happen this year, which sucks. Bad slugging equals injuries, natural decline in JD, and hitting coach. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what's going on with JD. I really don't. I'm happy Benintendi's doing good for the Yankees as of late. He's a good kid. I miss him in Boston. Yeah, I hope he doesn't stay with the Yankees long term, but it is cool to see him do well. I was always happy to see him do well in Kansas City too. What non-superstars do you see us resigning? Kike, Ref Snyder, Waka, Strom? Um, I think they make a play at Ref Snyder. Although I don't know, Ref Snyder might get a decent offer from a team with his performance this year as a utility type guy. Um, Kike, I could see them making him an offer just because he's been out most of the year, and we could probably get him for cheaper than he was at the beginning of the year, especially coming off that huge postseason. Waka, I really hope they make an offer at. I don't understand why you wouldn't. I understand the injury concerns. I understand the age concerns, but the way he's pitching right now, give him a 2-year, $20 million deal and put him in the fourth spot in our rotation, right? I mean, why wouldn't you? He's been our best pitcher all year. He's been our most solid pitcher all year, battling through injuries too. So I would like to see them make a move at Kike and Waka specifically. I'd like Ref Snyder back. I wouldn't mind Strom back. He wants to be a starting pitcher somewhere. I think a team will give him a chance to do that. I don't see him coming back. Devers will be asking for the moon and some. Yeah, Devers deserves to ask for the moon and some. That's the problem now is we should have locked him up last season when his stock was probably you could probably gotten him at 25 or 30, $32 million a year. Now you're looking at 33, $35 million a year if you can wiggle around the contract and stuff. So I mean, it's rightfully so. He's asking for the moon. I feel like I blinked once and JD's average tanked from 301 to 270. Yeah, his approach just hasn't been the same as it used to be. The Padres are bums. Yeah, the Padres. I feel bad. He spent 3 years with Verdugo. Don't you think he has to develop way more pop in his bat because his numbers are below average? Um, Speaking of Devers, nice little mile high pop up. Good lord. Yeah, I think yes and no. Verdugo got screwed a lot this year, in terms of just unluckiness, especially the beginning of the year when the balls were dead. He probably have 5, 6, 7 more home runs if the balls were juiced like they were last month. Um, but at the same time, you're right. There are balls that he could hit out that he just doesn't. And they end up either doubles or. And I don't care to be honest with you if a guy hits 10 home runs or 60 home runs. Right? If you're producing for the team in the middle of this order, all I care about are runs batted in. I care about runs batted in. I care about OPS. View of both of those. I don't care if you're hitting 6 home runs a year, if you have 70 to 90 RBIs consistently a year, and we can put you in the 5, 6 hole, and we know that there's a pretty decent chance that if guys are on base, you're driving them in, I'm okay with that. I was watching a video from Baseball Doesn't Exist. First of all, I love that channel. I love Baseball Doesn't Exist. Makes so many good videos. Um, that pitchers are getting hurt because yeah, I just watched that. They aren't pitching enough. Yeah, it's pretty wild looking at the injury statistics in the past couple of years. But at the same time, too, he also mentioned that the only way to avoid injuries is to pitch more. But to be able to pitch more, you're risking more injuries. So you're in this rock and a hard place, which is kind of interesting to look at. Waka's been the only reliable starter. Yeah, straight up. The only one. Cutter Crawford, maybe, but he's been off and on too. He just got absolutely shellacked. Yeah, Waka's it, which is wild. $35 million for a guy who can't hit 60 home runs. Devers is going to the Bronx. That's a ridiculous take. No offense, Snowflake. Um, yeah, no offense. That's a little bit of a ridiculous take. Like I just said, you don't have to hit 60 home runs to be worth $35 million a year. Not even close. If Devers consistently hits 30 home runs with 100 RBIs for the rest of his career, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. First ballot. Not to mention, he's hitting in the 300s this year. If he's in the 300s for the rest of this year and the rest of his career, that's worth $35 million. Easy. And I guarantee you, a lot of teams would agree with me, including the Red Sox. Oh, Kike almost just made the play of the year. Good Lord. Kike is such a good fielder, man. It is crazy watching what he can do at any position. It really is. If you win tonight's confirmed, you're our good luck charm. Every time you stream, it seems like we win. What is our record? I had it on here. We're 11-7, chat. We have a winning record on here, which is impressive because the Red Sox do not. Bloom's looking for at local leagues for possible call ups. Yeah, and then they'll probably get injured on the bus. Say Trevor Story's average goes up next year. Would you want him to move up in the lineup, or is the 6 spot good for him? It depends on the moves we make, right? I think a good spot for Devers is the 3 hole, maybe even the 2 hole. I like Devers in the 2 hole too. Yeah, it just kind of depends on the move we make. If his average goes up next year, I wouldn't be surprised if they put him, especially because 95% chance we're not bringing back JD Martinez. We're going to be missing that DH middle of the lineup power. I could see him in that 4 hole pretty easily. Especially if that average kicks up, because that power's been there. Clip, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens at all. Especially if they get swept this series, it's going to very quickly turn into let's develop players. 100%. 100%. I think we'll especially if even if we lose this series, if we lose the next 2 series, and it's not like we're in it really, right? But in terms of front office, if you're even 4 games back of a wild card spot, which again, in my opinion, isn't going to be enough to make you competitive towards the end of September. But at the same point, if you're the front office, why not keep putting out a competitive team and push these guys? Sell tickets, see decent baseball, you know? So I think they will eventually shut it down, shut some guys down. Like I could see Xander on a nice long IL stint at some point here. Again, especially if they lose this series or the next one too. Sometimes I mean this Jimmy Fun stuff is one of the coolest things the Red Sox do. It's so sad to listen to. Sales consistently on the IL, does that count? Not quite what we're looking for, Rodrigo. Thoughts on the schedule for next year? Yeah, I'm putting out a video tomorrow on my hot personal highlights of the schedule next year. But overall, I think it's fantastic. Um, yeah, I think it's fantastic. I like the fact that we can play everybody. I do. I think it's been a long time coming, and I never understood why we didn't do that. The only issue I will have with it is the travel wise. I think we're gonna start like because you kind of start to see it in July and August in a regular season where you're not playing all these interleague games where guys get kind of burnt out. Um, so that's my only concern. But overall, I really like the schedule. Yeah, and I'll go. I'm gonna go more into detail on some of the key series that I really like. Um, in my video tomorrow. But overall, I think it's a great I think it's a great idea for baseball in general. That was a huge strikeout by Bayo. Bayo was 3 strikeouts already. Please don't give up on Verdugo, Red Sox fans. I haven't given up on Verdugo. I love Verdugo. I still think there's a lot of potential with Verdugo. I mean, he's only what? He's younger than Preston. I'll get to it in a second. Hold on, man. Um, I mean, he's a little bit younger than Devers, and obviously Devers generational talent, but there's obviously still room to grow. I think I think we're starting to see what Verdugo could be. I like him. I think we do. Um, I think a lot of people haven't given up on Verdugo yet. Think we offered Gary Sanchez? No. Look at Bob. Look at Bob at shortstop. Little gold glove shortstop for him, huh? I'll get to his second press. I gotta get through the rest of these. Think we offer Gary Sanchez? That's what I was answering. I don't know. I really don't. I think there's gonna be a ton of curveballs this offseason. I don't think Gary Sanchez is one of them now. Um I think we have to at some point this year see Connor Wong get up here and get some appearances because that to me is going to be this is the make or break kind of thing, you know. It gives Connor Wong some plate appearances almost as a tryout. Let him see because if Connor Wong is decent, right, it wouldn't be a bad idea because they're both defensively really good to have McGuire and um, Wong in that back end behind the plate catching games. I don't think either of those would be terrible. Who else is making $35 million a year? I've been out of the whole sports radio scene for the last 3 years since I moved to Florida. There's a bunch of people making $35 million a year. Well, not a bunch. There's a decent amount. I think. The problem is right now, Snowflake, and one of the things too is with you being out for so long too, that there was kind of a switch over in philosophy in terms of contracts for players. Especially with baseball kind of being brought to the spotlight with how much money they're truly making. Um, you're starting to see players realize that they aren't getting paid proportionally what they're worth. And so that $35 million seems like a lot a year. When you look at things proportionally to what the Red Sox make, it makes sense when your biggest draw as a team, and the reason that you are extremely competitive most years is because of this kid, Rafael Devers, that's generating $2 billion a year if you make the playoffs, a deep run into the playoffs, right? Proportionally, $35 million a year makes sense. So I don't know. I think there's yes and no's to $35 million a year. I don't think $35 million a year for 10 years makes sense. But I think if you're looking at $35 million a year for 8 years and it's not every year, maybe it's the tail end, right? Maybe he's making 28, then 30, then 32. Then the last 2 years he's making 35, right? That to me makes more sense. Um, you think if Xander leaves, we will sign Trey Turner? It would make literally no sense to me if you're gonna let Xander Bogarts walk to sign another guy who's worth the same amount as Xander Bogarts, maybe a little bit more. That to me makes no sense. And the reason for that is because, and I'm sure there are people on here being like, please don't get him started on Xander Bogarts again. But the reason for that, in my opinion, is because Xander Bogarts is putting up Trey Turner offensive numbers in Boston. He's already proven that he can play in Boston, right? That to me is the biggest thing. That to me is a huge deal because we've seen major players who have had borderline Hall of Fame careers like Carl Crawford. We hate to admit it, but Pablo Sandoval had a borderline Hall of Fame career till he came here, right? And then they just crumble under the Boston pressure. Eric Gagne. So to me, if you're not going to spend the money on Xander, don't spend the money on anybody else, and hope and pray Marcelo Mayer is who he's going to be. That to me, that in my opinion is what you do. Of always respect to the Red Sox, they're in my opinion the best franchise in the MLB. I think a lot of Red Sox fans would say the Dodgers are the best franchise in the MLB. Or do I think Max Muncy's on the table? No, I don't think no, because they no, because Max Muncy just got an extension from the Dodgers. So no, I don't think they do Max Muncy. Trey Turner, Xander Leaves just went over that. Vasquez comeback out of the question? No, I don't think a Vasquez comeback's out of the question. But is that a strike? Oh no, okay. I was about to tweak. Um, yeah, I don't think Vasquez is out of the question at all. His stock will drop a lot not playing a lot in Houston, so I think that'll help too. Doogie's here to stay. Yes, he is, Manny. Other than the Red Sox, what team do I see Xander could want to go to? Oof. It's a good question. I mean, something Suave. If you guys haven't realized by now, Xander Bogaerts my favorite player on the Red Sox. So for me personally, as just a massive diehard Red Sox fan, it's so hard for me to even think about Xander in another uniform. But when looking at it analytically, um, I think low key, the Orioles could make a huge push at him, and the Cardinals will make a decent push at him. I think if Carlos Correa opts out, I could see the Twins making a push at him. The Yankees will be interested just because it's the Yankees. Um, the Giants maybe with Brandon Crawford getting up there. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of teams. Oh look, Cordero pull one out. Cordero pull one out. What? Frankie Cordero getting hot? Where are my subs? Where are my members? Let's get that home run card going, chat. Oh, I meant the all-time Red Sox, the best franchise. I like that. Ah, baby Jack, let's go. That was probably loud with this new mic. Um, I think they should try and get Judge with Judge and Devers. We can win a World Series next year. I don't love. I don't. I don't. I would. Don't get me wrong. If the Red Sox signed Aaron Judge, I'd be excited about it. That baby Johnny. Let's go. Let's get the carts going. The chat. The Red Sox are scoring runs. Who would have thought? Um, I'm gonna make a video on Aaron Judge at some point here, probably in the next couple of weeks because I've seen a ton of people talk about it. I don't know if I love Aaron Judge to the Red Sox. I don't. I also think at the same time too. Um, I think the Yankees will make an offer at him. I don't think they'll let him walk. I don't think so. Don't let Franchi get hot. Yeah, I feel like I saw a unicorn. The simple fact that the Red Sox didn't trade Bogey means they're going to invest him, rightfully so. They're not going to let him walk for nothing. Yeah, I agree. I think that sent a pretty clear message. I think that was the point of not trading him. Um, so we'll see. We'll see for sure. I feel like Xander don't let. I just yeah. I feel like Xander has some too much self respect to go to another ALES team. I don't know, man. I don't know. Money talks. Money talks. But yeah, the Yankee fans in tears were probably the best part of having Aaron Judge on this team. To be honest with you, I personally don't see Aaron Judge longevity wise as a great option because he's going to be looking for a 10-year deal, and he's an MVP candidate right now. So I don't know. I don't think he'll leave either. A DFA Bogarts endeavors to save money. Yeah, let's do that. Tallest Red Sox shortstop ever has to be Bob. Yep, has to be. I don't feel Aaron Judge will ever leave the Bronx. He's a lefty in an 8 with that short right field. He's not a lefty, he's a righty. Stan would be amazing in Boston, but he'd be a huge contract too. Red Sox shouldn't prioritize paying anyone 35 million except Devers. Facts. I just got back from Kansas City. I got a ball signed by Xander and JD, and a hat by Xander, and my jersey by JD, and two toss ups, one from Mitchell and Sotomayor. That's insane, Preston. What? That's crazy. Good for you. Hey, just got here. How'd we score? You're never gonna believe this, JK. It was Franchi Cordero hitting a bomb. You're never gonna believe it. I'll say this too: if any Red Sox fan wants Cora fired, y'all are fools. I would trade him for Dave Roberts on a heartbeat. Yeah. I'm not. I love Alex Cora. I think Alex Cora is one of the best, easily top three managers in the league. O'Neal Cruz 6'8", yeah, but he's not on the Red Sox. Aaron Judge looks like a butt. Super nice guy, apparently. Apparently one of the like the nicest people in all of baseball. No way, Jaron Duran. Okay, Jaron Duran. Okay, the nesting cameras went from everything looks like a home run to everything looks like a fly ball. I don't know what to do here. I'm also confused as to whether or not Jaron Duran's good. I can't figure it out. I think he's got potential. I don't think he's there yet. What do you guys think of Jaron Duran? Cordero is so confusing if he's good or not. Yep, I just said the same thing about Duran. I don't know. Cruz just hit a ball. Yeah, the hardest hit ball in the Statcast era, 122 miles an hour off the bat. Blech. I mean, that's disgusting. And if you want one from call Jason Veritek captain, not sure what you mean by that, Preston. Oh, you got a ball from Jason Veritek? That's awesome. Love Durant if he reaches first somehow. Yeah, he's an absolute menace on the bases. I do love him. Frenchie and Dahlbeck 2023 future. F it. We don't need Xander. We don't need Devers. We just need Bob and Franchi. Durant, there's something there, but it's hard to be enthusiastic. Yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm at too. I don't think the Red Sox move off of him next year. And I think he is improving defensively, so I could see yeah. I could see the Red Sox holding on to Durant for next year. Red Sox Nation needs to calm down. Between the injuries and the underperformance hurt us a lot. But even then we were still in a playoff hunt. Yeah, I think you're right. I think also too we got kind of lucky with it being the third wild card year. So we're probably, even if we're in last place in the AL East, going to be in a hunt every single year. So you got to take that for what it's worth too. But I agree with you, Manny. I think a lot of it is, yeah, I think a lot of it is it has to do with underperforming injuries. There's a meme on the internet where there's a picture of Butthead from Beavis and Butthead, and he's uniform next to Aaron Judge, and they look like twins. Yeah, that makes sense. So the owner didn't want to pay MVP type player like Mookie 27 million, but we give, yeah, it's just different situations. Bob Dylan. I'm gonna giggle every time I call you Bob Dylan. It's different situations because with Mookie, right? What did he end up getting? What did Mookie's contract end up? 12-year, 365 million. Please, all right, Jack. I'm calling you Elvis from now on. So Mookie's getting 30 million a year, right, from the Dodgers. Um, but at the time, right, you were way over the luxury tax. Your farm system had been depleted. You were just coming off a championship, and then you were off of a pretty down year in 2019. So it's kind of like you were just in a different situation. Right now, you have the wiggle room within your luxury tax system to be able to fit in a $30 million contract. You possibly even two if you wanted to go up that high with Xander, which we can talk about if you want, but I don't know if Xander's going to even sniff 30 million. I think he'll be in the 26 to 27, 26 to 28 range. Um, but yeah, it's different situations, Bob, which kind of sucks. Because if Mookie Betts was in the situation Rafael Devers was in now, I think you're staying in a Red Sox uniform. I think you are. I said, thank you for shoving your hands in Aroyd's face. What do you say to that? I've heard that Jason Varitek doesn't like talking about the fact that he punched A-Rod in the face. What do you say to that? Yeah, Dodgers, but he also isn't making 40 million a year. I mean, there's a world where there's a world where the Red Sox sign Xander Bog or Mookie Betts. I mean, the whole point of bringing Heim Bloom in, when they brought Heim Bloom in, the point of him coming in was so a Mookie Betts situation never happened again. And here we are, right? With the possibility of that situation, that exact same situation happening again twice. Twice. Which is what scares me the most because then it's like, okay, what was the real reason Heim Bloom was brought in here? With me going to college in 2023, this and next year are really important because I want to win one before I go off. Where are you going to college, Clip? He laughed, did he? I'm surprised. Yeah, that's true, Snowflake. Yeah. Yeah, Frank, I think that's a valid opinion to make. That is a valid opinion to make, but at the same time, too, you kind of see some of these teams that um how do I put this? You kind of see some teams that have signed longer term deals and gotten really hurt by it. It's kind of crippled their ability to grow and become a championship caliber team year in and year out. Key example to that is the Los Angeles Angels, who signed a massive deal with Trout, who signed a massive deal with Rendon, went over the luxury tax for a long period of time, and just simply did not have the capabilities of the putting together the team around him that has the ability to win a championship. We will never see most likely Mike Trout in playoff position, which sucks. Yeah, look at that, Frank. We said at the same time. He's used more money. He's the yeah. God, there's a fly in here that's driving me nuts. You're right. Bayo's looking fantastic, by the way. That is three scoreless innings, three quick scoreless innings from Bayo. Not sure yet either Penn State branch campus or local college. That's cool. That's cool. If you go to a local college, when the Red Sox won the World Series in 2018, my college went nuts. It was wild. It was cool. Yeah, I agree, Dodgers. I agree. Bad contract equals Chris Sale. Yeah, I mean that is definitely put in the Chris Sale category too, because that did cripple us from signing Mookie Betts. So think Otani would come to Boston. Why do I have 11 notifications on Twitter? What is going on? Okay, nothing important. Yeah. Chris Sale's contract. When you're looking back on it, right, at the time it made sense. You needed that pitching depth. With Mookie, as much as we loved and needed Mookie on this team, um, as much as we loved and need Mookie on this team, you had two other cornerstone players right at the time who were coming up and becoming, who they are now. You needed Sale, and then Sale cripples you and doesn't allow you to build around it, and that's why you lose Mookie. So, do you think Otani would come to Boston? Um, I think the Red Sox will be. The Red Sox right now will be in on everybody. We'll be in on everybody. There's gonna be a lot of people talking about Aaron Judge to the Red Sox this offseason. Judging how I live in New York, those colleges probably won't go nuts. That's fair. Come up to New England, clip. Come join your people. Corbin, what do you do for work, if you don't mind? I do sales analytics. So it's just a 9 to 5. Well, that's kind of what makes it a bad contract, Dodgers. If you're paying all this money and he's not producing for your team. How many jerseys do I have? I have 4 working on 5. I have a technically I have a Verdugo one, but that's not in my possession. I have a Kike Hernandez. I have um, Xander Bogarts. I have Rafael Devers, and I have Andrew Benintendi. Get a assault rifle for the flyer. Put a Euclid headband on. And use chopsticks. If I caught the fly with chopsticks, I'd expect every single one of you in here to donate me $1. It's good to see JBJ batting for the other team. It's weird seeing JBJ on another team. Chris Sale's going to feed off the criticism. He's going to have a resurgence as a top ace. Just watch. Yeah. Yeah, probably. I mean, they're not going to trade him. No one's going to take him. No way. Yeah, he won't be traded. I could see a resurgence too. I'm hoping for a resurgence. I really am. I love Boston, such a beautiful city. Always enjoy the vibe at Fenway Park. Red Sox fans here from New Jersey. Well, welcome. Welcome. We all love Fenway Park too. Oh, chat. Who brought that up? Johnny. The Kevin Euclid headband. Chat, we need to pick up. I'm getting a new headband and a legitimate Red Sox headband for the channel. So we're gonna pick that tonight together. Thought you were in elementary school. Yeah, Eric, you caught me. I'm 12. 26 bombs. It's an off year for Rafi. Yeah, I mean, when he is fully on, Rafael Devers a top 5 hitter in baseball. When he's kind of on, he's a top 10, and when he's off, he's still a top 25. It's crazy. Yeah, we need a big resurgence from Chris Sale. Shut a lot of people up. What's up, Sam thing? Did Doogie just go deep too? Oh man, this is what I'm talking about with Verdugo. It seems like everything that comes off his bat is a really loud pop up. I mean, Chris Sale looked good when he came back against the Rays. It was a little rough against the Yankees even before he got hurt. Yeah, I think we're about to see a Chris Sale that we haven't seen in a long time when he came back. So that's crazy, Dodgers. How'd you become a Dodgers fan? It's all right, Snowflake. I was just kidding. Doogie hit at least 5. I would say at least 15 of those this year. I mean, they're all warning track. He needs to, I don't know, hit the weight room maybe. Why not one of those Doogie headbands? I don't know. Well, I was looking on eBay because eBay's pretty good. Need JD to go deep. That's unfortunate. He did get on base though. That's what matters. Yeah, I didn't see Frank personally. I didn't see a lot of people dragging him for the finger injury just because. I mean, you could have been Superman on the mound. You probably weren't dodging that. But the wrist injury I do understand for sure. Yeah, so chat tonight we are picking a stream headband that we use because right now we are using this, right, which is just a tie. I figured we could up it a little bit. We can get it a little bit, you know. Ugh. Matt Chapman is too good, dude. Matt Chapman is too good. Ugh. That was a hard hit ball by Devers. I hate how players play amazing during their contract years and then suck once they get a big contract. I don't know why I'm wearing these headphones when I'm not listening to the game. I just like to play with them, to be honest with you. Um, I don't know if that's entirely true, Snowflake. I think some people do that. They're obviously it's like any job, right? Where you have people who live for their job, they love it, right? And there are people who are just good at it and do it because it makes them a lot of money. So I think it depends on the player with that one. Can we please vote on your entire wardrobe? That would take a long time. My dad's a Dodger fan. I grew up in LA till I was 7. That makes sense, Dodgers. Yeah, I think a lot of Red Sox fans are kind of impartial to the Dodgers strictly because of Mookie Betts, to be honest with you. How would I rank Brian Bayo on a scale of 1 to 10? I'd put him at a 7 or an 8 right now. The fact that he went from Double A to the majors in 3 months and is even remotely competitive is absolutely insane. This kid's something special. I think right now he's a little rough around the edges, so I think I'd go 8 right now. Um, I think I'd go 8 right now, but he has the potential to be a 10 for sure. All right, Clip, I'm gonna hold you to it. I'm gonna hold you to that. I know this is a baseball account, but you keep up. Yeah, I keep up with football. I've said this a couple of times on the channel. Um, I put so much energy into following baseball season that when baseball season ends, I'm like, oh, just breathe a little bit, So I keep up with it, but I'll watch probably what are there 16, 17 games a year for football. I'll probably watch about 7, 8, 10 of them somewhere around there. And I keep up with like transactions and whatnot, but I'm not a diehard by any means. How many of our pitchers got hit with balls this year? Sale and Strom, yeah. Whitlock got hit with one. Um, there was another person. I think there were 4 total, Johnny. He's only yeah, Bayo in 2 or 3 years is going to be a top of the rotation guy. If he's a bottom of the rotation guy now and he's what? I don't even know. How old is he? Yeah, the dude's a year younger than I am. He's 23 years old. He's gonna be good. The Red Sox get a catcher in the offseason. I think they'll go for one, yeah. For sure. I think they'll go for one. Any chance Vasquez comes back? I mean, there is, yeah. I wouldn't rule it out. I think Vasquez wants to come back. I don't know if the Red Sox want him back, so we'll see. Yeah, yeah, Dodgers. I'm sure they're pretty pumped if you lived in Boston. He only has 1 hit so far tonight. I think that was 2, but we're knocking on wood. I'm hoping. All I see is Pedro when you put them side by side. Was that from my video? Yeah. I mean, the exact same windup in arm mechanics. I feel kind of bad making that comparison in my video too. $3 million raised for the Jimmy Fund is really impressive. You know what we should have done, Chad? We should have done a Jimmy Fund of our own. That'd have been smart. I didn't even think of that. Honestly, I've been wrapped up in trying to figure out some content because I hate putting out videos where it's just like every other video is just this is it, the end of the Red Sox season. But I mean it's true, right? It's true. Also, Chad, you want to see something funny? I forgot about this. I was going to show you this too. Jimmy Fund next year, please. Yeah, we'll definitely do it. We'll do a charity stream for sure at some point next year. I don't know how to go about that, to be honest with you. I'll have to contact the Jimmy Fund or something. I mean, it's not like we have. Don't get me wrong. I love every single person that shows up to this. Don't take this the wrong way, but it's not like we have 10,000 people in here. So I'm not too sure how eager the Jimmy Fund will be to sponsor a stream. Not sponsor, yeah, sponsor a stream. And they wouldn't pay me. Obviously, you guys would pay the Jimmy Fund, and I would donate to the Jimmy Fund, of course. So I'll have to look into that for next year for sure. Vladdy, I mean that pitch was dead down the middle. You're looking like it was on the corner. I hate that sometimes. Oh, what was I gonna show you? That's what I was gonna show you. This will work well. Hopefully, this doesn't mess anything up, Chad. All right, it's not working. I don't want to mess with it, but I can change the voice on this. Oh, it's up. Let's see if this works. Hold on. Okay, ready, chat? What do we want to make it? You want to hear what I sound like with as a woman?
Hey, this is what I would sound like as a woman. Did it work? Do I sound different? I'm very excited about this. This is all from you guys, chat. So, do I sound like a woman? I feel like I do. We got.
God, how low do I sound? This was scary, huh? This was a little terrifying. We got, oh.
You guys want me to narrate the. You guys want me to narrate the entire game like this? Alright, so we got 1 on, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning. I'm very excited about this, chat. I don't know how to use it yet. I don't know how to
use it yet. I don't know how to fully. I'll go back to normal. I don't know how to fully use it, but I'm very excited about it. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I promise. I'm done. Corbin the Chip Sox. Red Sox need to take it for the highest pet they can in the first round. Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully they get a good pick out of this. That's true, Clip. Please use that for a video. Maybe it'll be a nice April Fool's Day video for you guys. I'll just do I'll just do the chipmunk video, the whole thing, and be like, "What are you guys talking about? My voice." Thoughts on Derek Jeter? I've never liked Derek Jeter. I know this is a hot take coming from a Red Sox fan and how everyone sort of respects Derek Jeter. I've never liked the guy. Uh, yeah, I never thought he was always. I never thought he was that good. You know, and when I was younger, that was the face of the Red Yankees franchise. Like that was the face of the evil empire. So, I mean, I guess I respect what he did, but yeah, I don't know. I was never a fan of him. Who's pitching? Brian Bayo's pitching. I watched this documentary and I didn't realize how. I mean, the dude, yeah, he was one of the cockiest players in baseball. But to me, he never like when I was watching the Yankees, he never had the right to be that arrogant because he was never the best player when I was watching the Yankees. It was always Alex Rodriguez, Jorge Posada, Mike Mussina, Mariano Rivera, CC Sabathia, were all people I personally would have put in terms of like guys I was afraid of as a Red Sox fan, miles above him. So I never understood that. I get he's the captain. Ah, crap. Well, that's unfortunate. All right, Bayo, get out of this. Come on, baby. Who jinxed it? Clip. You jinxed it. You're banned. 5-minute ban. Bayo is getting better, yeah. He was overrated, especially during his last few years, for sure. Yeah, that's a wild take, T5, that you like them. I hated Alex Rodriguez. Hated him. It is a good documentary, Jack. I'm not. Yeah, The Last Dance was better in my opinion, but yeah, Jeter his best years early on. Yeah, when I was alive and watching the Red Sox. Like I really my first memory of the Red Sox. I've been watching probably since 2003, but what I remember from the Red Sox is the World Series, the Yankees series on in 2004. From that point on, and from in my opinion, it was always Alex Rodriguez. Derek Jeter was just a guy on that team. How did they get past our elite defense? Yeah, I don't know. Bobby Dahlbeck being one of the best shortstops in the game, I'm surprised he snuck through there. He's got the range of an elk. A-Rod and his big hamburger helper mids. Dude did have big hands. You know what they say about big hands, Johnny? But yeah, I was never a Jeter guy. I understand the respect for him. I do. Like, I'm sure Yankee fans are like, why the hell do you guys respect Alex Rodriguez or no, Jason Varitek so much? You know, he was never. I mean, he was a really good catcher, but he was never like Hall of Fame worthy catcher. Um, so yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the Red Sox own the Yankees in the postseason for sure. When they meet in the postseason, what are they? One in. I can't remember if they met. They didn't meet in the 2007. Did they meet in the 2013? I don't think they met in the 2013. So it was really just a like 1-7 against the Red Sox in the postseason after the 0-3 choke or 3-0 choke. All right, Bayo. Let's see it. Drop your balls, baby. Come on. So yeah, I understand why people like Derek Jeter, but just my personal experience with Derek Jeter, I never understood the hype. That's I guess at the end of the day is what I'm saying. Need the headband? Ooh, is it time? Nah, it's too early for the headband now. I gotta pull that up for you guys so we can look at it together. I'm gonna do that right now. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna wait till the end of this. Yeah, true. That was yeah. That's the big. That was like one of my first memories. Is a oh my god, what a pitch to get him swinging on. Let's go, Bale. Come on, baby, get out of this, huh? Drop him. Yeah, again, guys, I totally get why people do respect him and why he's such a big figure in the why he's such a big figure in the world of baseball. But again, it's just my personal experience. Manny owned the Yankees. Yeah, there have been a couple players that have owned the Yankees on the Red Sox. I think we could put Brock Holt in the category of owning the Yankees, only postseason cycle against the Yankees. Devers certainly owns the Yankees. You ever get a burp stuck in this throat right here? It's the worst. Sorry, that might have been too much information. But sometimes when I'm talking a lot, that happens and it gets stuck. Come on, Bayo. Do something crazy. Do something crazy. Love to see an Ortiz documentary. Yeah, that'd be a cool one. I'd love to see a Barry Bonds documentary. I don't think he'd ever do it, but I think a Barry Bonds documentary would be fascinating. Talk about, you know, those last years where he did, you know, I don't he ever never admitted to steroids, but Ortiz would be good. I'm trying to think of other people who I enjoy their documentary of. Come on, Bayo. One more, baby. Come on. Divine Ortiz, something like that. Yeah. David Arias. Come on, Bayo. Oh, I thought that was it. He was way behind on that. The only time I've cried is when David Ortiz plays final game and Mookie Betts got traded. Um, I cried at the speech after the 2013 bombing. I cried after they won that World Series because of what it meant, and I also cried when David Ortiz retired. Yeah, which is crazy. Has anyone else cried at a Red Sox event? Those are the three. I think those are the only three I've done. Mookie when Mookie got traded, I was more mad than I was like sad. Brian Baya, what a pitch, baby. Give him. That was insane. What a pitch. Let's go. Barry Bonds documentary would be outstanding. Literally a historical artifact. Yeah. I'd also love to see a legitimate. I'd also love to see a legitimate documentary on that steroid era. Like I'd love if they sat down McGuire, Sosa, Canseco, Bonds. Like I'd love if they sat those guys down and did like a thing on it. Clemens. I think that would be extremely. Obviously, these guys probably won't sit down and talk about that happened, but World Series 2013, I definitely cried. Yeah, I think a lot of Red Sox fans did. That was like, when you're a kid, like the height of your Red Sox fandom. I cried when you did weird voices. Does that count? I mean, it's a Red Sox event. I'll give it to you. Bill Buckner coming out to cheer into the 2005 opener. I don't remember that. But yeah, I could see that. I was upset when Damon went to the Yankees. He's my favorite because his name. And I was like 7. I cry whenever I watch the '04 documentaries. Yeah. Oh, that's right. I forgot about the David Ortiz getting shot thing. Oh my god. I totally forgot about that. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, because all we had information wise for a while was that he just got shot. No one knew if he was alive or dead. 2018 World Series. Bonds telling the truth would be incredible. Yeah, imagine Bonds gets on camera and just spills everything. That'd be the most watched documentary of all time. Must have. Non-baseball fans know about Barry Bonds. If you enjoy sports at all, that story would be fascinating. Fascinating. Hold on, chat. It's the 2018 team, Tyler. Yeah, Johnny. I'll watch that once in a while. I get fired up. I don't know. How are you a Cowboys fan, T5? That's crazy. Yeah, 2018 is the best Red Sox team ever. Talent wise, record wise, performance wise, everything. Had to been. I do, yeah. But I do root for all Boston sports teams. Yeah, I try to. Again, like I said, I'm so in on baseball to the point where I just made this channel just to document my baseball season, and it ended up working out really well. So far. But yeah, I'll pay attention to the other 4, or the other 3. A character like Roger Clemens, 6 Cy Young steroid use, 4 different teams would be interesting. Yeah, 100%. That'd be crazy. You like the Giants and the Red Sox? That's an interesting combination. Well, is that because are you located in Connecticut by any chance? Manny Duck Harmon, the baseball player? Making a comeback? What do you mean, please? I haven't seen anything on that. It's fair, T5. I know a few Yankee fans that are Patriots fans, which is weird to me. That seems like it would be I just want to root for the team that wins the most. That's what it seems like to me. That's the definition of a bandwagon fan, in my opinion, Tyler. I'm from New Hampshire. I live in Mass, please. That's people from Connecticut. Yeah, the New York Giants, Red Sox. I know a couple people from Connecticut who do that. So yeah, that was my thought too. Gord. See Franchi hit 2 out, huh? See Franchi hit 2 out. I wonder if Devers is still playing through something or if because he says he's fully healthy, but have you guys seen him run lately? Doesn't look the same. Boston, that's where my family grew up before the Pats. Was it Connecticut? Oh, you went to that, Fleas? That's awesome, man. I've been trying to, yeah, I saw that and tried to get tickets. They were a little out of my price range, but that looked like a ton of fun. Did you enjoy it? Well, not going to see two, but this might be on base. Come on. That's way, yeah. I thought that was way over his head. From now on, can you please stream all Red Sox games? Yeah. I've been saying this from the beginning. I wish I could stream every game. That'd be insane. It was crazy. 50K people. Wow. I didn't think that many people were there. That's an insane amount. Wow. Devers is definitely limping a lot when he runs the bases. Yeah, that's what I've been noticing too. I don't understand when you're at this point in the year, why have him play out like this whole season? I don't get that. You know, because Bob can play pretty decent third base. Or, you know what? Here's a crazy thought, chat. Call up Tristan Cassis to play third base or first base. That would be that'd be a journey, huh? If you're from Massachusetts, I don't see you root for any team other than our own, unless you're family driven roots to other teams. Yeah, I think that, but I think that's most people, Manny. Way to go, Bob. Way to go, Bob. I feel like there's most teams, unless you're from like I don't know, Northern Virginia, right? Who do you root for? Then you pick it. Then you just pick your favorite player, and that's the team you like for the most part. A lot of walking wounded, yeah. Tristan who? Yeah. Who's that guy, Tristan Casas? Never heard of him. Sox need to fire Core and bring in Andrew Bailey to manage. That makes zero sense. Cass is at third, Devers to DH. I don't know. I honestly don't hate Devers at third for a while. His defense this year has been impressive. What is he defensively right now? Hold on, I'm looking up Devers' defensive stats. Sorry, give me a second, chat. Standard fielding. Do you guys like baseball reference or fan graphs? I usually use baseball reference because my opinion is just a little bit easier to navigate. 2022. Yeah, I mean he's a little bit below. No, he's a little bit. He's at average, a little bit below average, but I mean I'll take that. Last year he had negative 13 defensive run saves at third base last year. His worst defensive year yet. And this year it's at -1. That's pretty nice. I mean that's a huge improvement. Is it just me or does Xander's facial hair look different? Yeah, it does. It looks like it used to. He cut it down to what it used to be. I like that. I like that. Red Sox really think Bobby D is better than Cassis. I don't know if they think Bobby D is better than Cassis, but here's my thought process with Cassis. Because at first I was like, "What is going on?" like, why wouldn't you call up Tristan Cassis? It makes no sense. The only thing I can think of is that the Red Sox want him playing every single day. And here on the Red Sox, even if Hosmer was healthy, he's not playing every single day. He's not playing every single day. So that's my thought process. Just let him play out the rest of the year, and then we'll figure out what to do with Hosmer, figure out what to do with Bob, and we'll put Tristan Cassis in there next year. That's my thought process. Who's our next DH? I wouldn't entirely mind a revolving DH a little bit. That's what a lot of teams do, and I wouldn't hate it. I think us as Red Sox fans have been extremely spoiled in our DHs over the past, what? David Ortiz was 03 to 2016, and then we got JD in 2018 through now. So what, for over 20 years? Am I doing the math right? No, I'm not. 15 years. We've had a pretty stable DH, and I wouldn't hate a revolving one for a little bit. I think Devers, you give him 3-4 more years at third base, then you move him over to DH. I think that's where you're at with Devers. But yeah, I wouldn't mind it. You like Baseball Reference, Jack? Yeah, I like it too. I think it's easier. Frenchie gave Devers fielding lessons. That must have been it. You're right. Had to have been. That was 3 straight Ks right now. That's crazy. All right, chat. I'm gonna pull up the choices here. Oh wait, I don't know how to. It's gonna change. Is that gonna change this? It is. Dang it. All right, hold on a second, chat. Did it go back? Tell me it went back. Okay, we're good. We're back. All right. Might blow up my computer doing this, I think. Looking up what I'm doing right now, Chaz. I'm looking up the headbands I've been looking at, and we're gonna see which one you guys like the best. And we're gonna decide as a chat which one is gonna be the headband for the stream. Because right now the tie is nice, but the tie hasn't been working lately. And I think it's because it's not a true Red Sox headband. I think it's just because it's a tie. All right, we'll do this after this half inning. How's that? We will take a look at what I'm talking about. Where do I want to go? I want to go here, and I want to go here, and I want to go there. There we go. Now you live in Northern Virginia. Interesting. Fleas, I did not go to college. Sorry, I forgot to answer that one. I saw it. I didn't answer it. Fleas, sorry. I went to college in Rhode Island. Yeah, my parents lived in Boston for a long time. 10 years, I think. And then when I was a kid, I would go in and out in Boston all the time. And we would go to Boston almost every chance we got. So I kind of grew up in New Hampshire, but any chance we got, we'd be in Boston. So it's kind of how I moved into Massachusetts after the end of college. I know he had to move on, but I miss Schwarber at first, and his example in the box was great. I don't miss Schwarber at first at all. I think a lot of fans remember Kyle Schwarber for his hitting and just assumed he was fine defensively. He was not a good defensive first baseman. He just simply wasn't. He's not a good defensive player at all, actually. But I agree with your take on the being in the box. Yes, he changed the team's philosophy, and I'm surprised. I'm honestly surprised they didn't carry over into this year so much. But I think it's because he got a lot of young players up there. Did you steal second? I couldn't tell. Could you do a poll? Should the Red Sox fire Heim Bloom? I don't think they should fire Heim Bloom. I can throw it out there. Do you guys want me to do a poll and see what happens? I mean, I guess I'm a little interested. You know what? Yeah, I'll do that for you, Eric, because I am interested to see. Brian Bale's changeup just disappears, huh? Absolutely disappears. All right, chat. Let's see. This will be interesting. I don't think Heimblum's the main reason for this decline. So we'll see what you guys think. Imagine next year's rotation if the Sox want to spend a little. Verlander, Rodon, Bayo, Crawford, Pavetta. I mean, that'd be insane. I think Rodon could be a legitimate option. I don't think Verlander does what he does this year again. I don't. Plus, you got to remember you got a fully healthy, hopefully, Chris Sale coming back too, so we'll slot in at some point there. But I think if the Red Sox are smart, they'll build the rotation, believing that Chris Sale won't be a main factor in this. Strike him out, throw him out. That would have been nuts. That would have been so good. McGuire's money behind the plate, chat. McGuire looks good behind the plate. Oh right, I can do this now. Does that look ridiculous? I feel like that looks ridiculous. It does look ridiculous. Oh well. I think it's funny. I'm gonna put this back. It does look ridiculous. Chris Sale healthy. I mean, I hope he does, man. I hope he comes back fully healthy and ready to go. It'll be interesting next year. I would love a comeback season from Chris Sale. I would love it. Everyone knew from the beginning that JBJ for Renfro trade was bad. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't think it was a bad trade when it first happened because my thought process was, hold on, is he gonna get to third? No, he's not. Okay, look, can we let's just get 3 outs. That's been our problem so far in the last couple of games. Just get 3 outs, please. Um, back to the JBJ trade. It ended up being a bad trade edits, but the problem, like when it first happened, the thought process in my mind, the problem with that in my mind is that when that first happened, the thought process was, okay, you dump Renfro, you get a couple of prospects back, right? You get JBJ for the defensive replacement. Let's go and let's get Seiya Suzuki. Let's re-sign Kyle Schwarber. Let's go get Tommy Pham. Let's go get Conforto before everyone realized he was hurt, right? So at the time, the thought process made sense, and I have a pretty decent feeling that that was where the Red Sox wanted to go with this as well, and it just didn't end up working out. So then it's like, oh, we're going to end up with Jackie Bradley Jr. every day in the outfield. And that's, to me, where we went wrong on this deal. I don't think the actual deal itself, when it happened, was a bad idea. I think what they did to supplement the deal, which was essentially nothing, made it a bad idea. Oops, sorry. Made it a bad idea. That's where I have the problem with it. Fire ownership. But they shouldn't build the rotation around Sale this time around, right? No. I mean, you can't. He's pitched 4 games since 2019. You can't do that. You know? You can only rely on a guy so much. Wow, that was lucky that Vladdy was so ahead of that. Oh my god. Bring in Sal Moore and call it night early. Yeah, no, you can't. It would be Xander is gone in free agency. I don't know, man. I don't know, GOAT. One of the most shocking things, build a rotation around Bayo and Crawford. I wouldn't be shocked to see Bayo in AAA to start the year next year. Although with this major league experience and him sort of developing, I mean, knock on wood right now, he's in a tough situation. We'll see how this goes, but and I think Crawford's done enough to earn himself that 5th rotation spot. I don't know about build around it. Oh, you're kidding. Gun him. That was just an unlucky. Why did the Red Sox shift? Who is in charge of creating the Red Sox shift. He needs to be fired. Clip, every run that scores another 5 minutes, you're timed out. Xander 175. Yeah, I like that. I like 175 is a lot though. I would do 150. I would do 130. I'd do somewhere around there. Yeah, Yanni. Of course I went through. Maybe one line clip. That sounds like a lot. Is that? I don't know if that's the average for the shortstop, man. Because Correa got 35 and it was like 35 point something. And it was like the highest AAV ever for a shortstop. So I don't think 35 is the average. I think around 27, 28 is the average right now. I'm starting to think more and more Xander might not opt. Please tell me that gets caught. Please tell me that gets caught, Duran. Okay. Where is that, TJ? He's having a rough year. A free agent class at short is stacked. The fact he's admitting playing hurt can't help his market, can it? It will and it won't. Because at the same time of admitting injury, what you're doing is you're creating an excuse for your power missing, essentially, right? If you were to play out this whole season and say, no, I was fine, then people are gonna be like, okay, dude, like power isn't there, your swing looks off, right? Those are kind of signs of aging, and we don't know if we want to give the money that you're wanting to a guy who's producing these numbers fully healthy. Admitting that you are hurt says to teams, okay, maybe he's not going to ever be what he was, but the season seems to be an anomaly because of the fact that he was injured. So I don't know. I think it hurts, and I think it doesn't at the same time. I think I think it sort of does both. Sell the team, keep Bloom. Henry gave up the Sox when he bought the Pens in Liverpool. Yanni, you should read the article I was featured in. Actually, not saying it's a brag or anything, but seriously, seriously, you should read it because apparently no one's happy with FSG right now. No one. Liverpool is really upset. Correa set the bar though. I don't think he set the bar because it was. I can put it back in here, Yanni. Here, if anyone wants to read the article I was in. Where was I? Yeah, I don't know if he set the bar because it was such a low amount. It was such a low amount of years they were able to produce that amount of AAV. I think if for someone looking for a long-term deal, I still think you're going to get 27, 28 for a high-end shortstop. I'm very surprised we were able to make that catch. Somebody should build a Corbin robot, watch its reaction to Xander going to the Dodgers. Corbin might prove fatal. I may genuinely have to take a break from the channel if Xander Bogaerts walks. If Xander walks, moves Story to second, sign Frazier, call up Cassis, pay him at first. Yeah, they're not going to move Story off to second base. They brought Story in to be a second baseman, regardless of whether or not you have Xander. His arm, every team, the reason he wasn't getting what he wanted was because teams were saying that they don't trust his arm. Every day is an adventure with Duran in your center field. Yeah, true. Rendon is going to get paid $30 million last first season of his contract, more than Trout. Yeah, that was just an all-around terrible contract, though. Liverpool are flopping hard. Yeah, from what I understood, Bilbo. Correa set the bar for shortstop at 35. Lindor making the same amount. Yeah, but again, Manny, the problem with that is Correa has a 3-year deal. He has an opt-out after every season, right? If that's the bar, if that's the bar, then every year is going to be a mess at free agency. No one wants to give those deals out unless you're going for a championship that season. So I don't know if that's the bar. Maybe Lindor. I think Lindor's making 30, right? I think he's just making 30 million a year, but he signed a really long-term deal, and that was coming off of wasn't Lindor an MVP? Am I going crazy? I thought he was an MVP at one point. Um, 10-year, 341 million. No, he's making 34 million a year. But that was also how many years into that deal was that? How many years into that deal are we? Let me see. We're in the first year of that 10-year deal, really? I did not realize that. Interesting. No, looks like he's making 32 million a year. Oh no, adjusted salary. Oh, he gets a signing bonus every year of $22 million. That's interesting. Um, yeah, interesting. Yeah, I mean, maybe they use that as a benchmark, sure, but I'm pretty sure Francisco Lindor like won an MVP at one point, like that, and then kind of fell off these last 2 years. Yeah. Am I going crazy, chat? Someone confirm or deny that. No, he was never an MVP. Okay, but he was second in Rookie of the Year, ninth in MVP with a Gold Glove and a Silver Slugger. All-Star MVP, fifth in MVP voting, Silver Slugger. All-Star, sixth in MVP voting, Silver Slugger. All-Star MVP, 15th, Gold Glove. So I don't know if that's. I love Xander to death. I don't know if his trophy case looks like that. If we can have robo ups and we can have robo YouTubers, make my job a lot easier. I'll tell you that for sure. If I can make a robot of myself, I'd be doing this full time. That's for sure. Can I vote twice on the Fire Bloom? I wanted to punch him when he said he's donating $100 to the Jimmy Fund for every remaining win. Why? Franchi at shortstop? Yeah, F it. Let's let Xander walk and put Franchi at shortstop. That seems like a great idea. I'm in. Looking stack with Cassis, Laureano at center field, Happen left, Eloy Jimenez and DH in 08 money. I like it, Yanni. Rendon, Strasburg, Corbin, worst contracts. Yeah, those are terrible. Terrible, terrible contracts. The Corbin contract might be the worst one out of those. I don't know. Strasburg's pretty bad too, but I think Corbin has just been terrible, which is weird to say because I always root for guys with my name because it's kind of a rare name. Baseball's throwing money left and right, except to us fans. What do you want a refund? You want a stimulus check once a year from Red Sox Nation? Put Franchi at linebacker. I'm in. Coburn has an ERA at 7. I mean, that's just gross. He's making over 30 million a year, right? He's making a disgusting amount for quite literally being terrible. The only Corbin I root for in the MLB is Corbin Burns. Because that guy's actually pretty good. But Patrick Corbin did have some decent years. It's kind of wild that pitchers get paid so much less. Although I guess, but even Garrett Cole's contract was like the biggest. Red Sox give too many bad contracts. Sale one is killing the Sox. I think Sale one was killing the Red Sox. I think they can manage to work around it at this point. David Price? Nah. David Price got us a championship. Helped us win a championship. I wouldn't put him in the terrible category. I'd say he was close. I wouldn't say it was a good contract, but it did help us win the 2018 championship somehow. As Padres fans, do they think that the Tatis contract been worth it so far? The problem with looking at long-term contracts is that you have to sign these kids so young. right? Like a 5 to 7 year contract could be the standard, yeah, for sure. Um, but at the same time, too, if you sign a guy who's 25, 26 to a 8 to 10 year deal, at 25, 26, you kind of know what you're getting, especially with a guy like Devers who came up pretty young. So now at this point in his career, he's had what? Came up in what, 18? Right? Full time 18. So now you've got 4 years under your belt of knowing what you have with Rafael Devers. My problem with the Tatis one is that when you're looking at it, you sign this guy after what, one season to this massive deal. And yeah, he's got the talent, but he's 19 years old when he came up, or 20, or whatever he was, right? That to me is a stupid idea because you just don't know what there's so many variables in that. At least when you're 25, 26, an 8 year deal, in my opinion, I don't think anything above 10 years makes sense. There's too many variables in that. But an 9 year deal is fine as long as you know what you're doing and who you have. That makes sense, Yanni. Should we as a YouTube community purchase the Los Angeles Angels? Yeah, everyone throwing a buck. We'll buy the Los Angeles Angels. First order of business, we are trading Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani to the Boston Red Sox for Ryan Brazier, Sal Mora, Bobby Dahlbeck, and Jaron Duran. What do we think? Thanks, Bob Dylan. I appreciate it. David Price is having a good year. Devers wants 300 million plus. I mean, he deserves 300 million plus for sure. How the Braves keep fleecing players. They're doing what every franchise wants their front office to do, and that is the second a guy performs well and doesn't understand that, hey, if you wait out 5, 6 years and keep performing like this, you're gonna make 30 million a year. No, what they do is they say, hey, look, instead of paying you 2 million for the next 6 years, we're gonna pay you. Did Matt Barnes just get hurt? Oh no, okay. We're gonna pay you 20 million for the next 8 years. So you skip over that arbitration altogether. And then everyone, I mean, I would be like, yeah, man, for sure. Let's do it. You know, that's how they keep getting players. Devers 13, 330, 25 mil a year. I would put Devers in the $30 million range easy. I think Devers wants more than 30. I don't think so. I think Devers wants in that 30 million a year range for sure. But I don't think he wants anything wild. Speaking of Devers, he such a tough position when you get those little rollers. But it feels like he kind of misplays every single one. Those little rollers that come to him. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Devers is money hungry. Like I don't think he's gonna be like, give me $37 million a year, or I'm walking. Right. I think his mindset is, I want to be a Red Sox. I want to be with this Red Sox organization for the rest of my career. I want that. Because from what he said and what his agent has said in this offseason was they were looking for longevity. That's what he wanted, was longevity. So, 27 to 35, 32, 33 million a year, somewhere in that range, I think gets it done. I think the sweet spot there is 29 to 30. Angels retain 100% of the contract. Yep. That's what we're going to do. We're going to trade Shohei and Mike Trout to the Angels, or to the Red Sox. You earn the shiny penny for every home run. Sign here. Yeah. Yeah, 30 million. I wouldn't blink twice if the Red Sox were like, we gave him 8 years, 30 million a year. I wouldn't blink twice if they were like, hey, we gave him 32 million and then 30, 34, 35 at the end of his 8 years. Fine. Devers ain't money hungry. I do see him asking for at least 27 to 32. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it just makes sense. Yeah, but Yanni, again, if you're signing, there are ways to do this where if you're signing a contract and you're like, "Hey, Devers, listen, we love you. You know how comfortable you are with this Red Sox organization. We've treated you like family for the last 5 years that you've been with us. We respect you and everything. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give you 34 million a year for the next 4 years. Okay. Then we're gonna give you 30 or 28, somewhere around there, for the next 4 years. And there you go. Right? So for the next 4 years, you're paying him third base money. And then in 4 years, if he's not at third base, you're not paying him third base money. And to be honest with you, I don't really care if he's at third base or DH. We all know also Matt Barnes, beautiful. Um, we don't know what his career is going to look like. He's consistently gotten better at third base, and this year we've seen him truly become a third baseman. Um, so there's a possibility that hey, maybe Blaze Jordan comes up as a third baseman, right? If we resign Xander, maybe he switches over to third base when Mayer comes up, something like that, and you stick him at DH, but you're still getting the offensive production that you're paying for. You're not paying for him to catch ground balls at third base. You're paying for him to hit 40 home runs with almost 200 RBIs. Come on, Red Sox, love from Ireland. Wow, welcome O'Brien. Welcome Terry. We're hoping here. We're praying. Barnes is an enigma. He reminds me of Daniel Bard. One season he looks great. The next you're scratching your head. Barnes doing decent for Colorado. Yeah, Barnes or not Barnes. Bard has been a real success story in Colorado, which is really cool. Good for him. I don't understand what Colorado's doing though. Oh, man. We are getting blooped to death this game, chat. No like big hits have happened, just bloops. Ugh, the Blue Jays haven't. They're blooping us to death, chat. Getting blooped to death. Okay, Chad. I said after the first or the last half inning last time, we're gonna do it this time. I promise. We're gonna pick a headband. Eric, are you still here? It seems like most people want to keep Pine Bloom for now. Colorado always pretends like they're gonna be good, then suck every year, but still refuse to sign and re-sign everyone. Yeah, it's just a strange combination of stuff. Like they do re-sign people. Like they gave a contract to Chris Bryant. They re-signed Daniel Bard. They re-signed what's his name, Ryan McMahon, right? But they didn't do anything else. It's a weird combination of stuff going on there in Colorado. But I guarantee you there are people around the league going, it's a weird combination of stuff going on there and in Boston right now. So maybe there is a method to the madness that we just don't know about. They did offer a lot of money to keep Story. I forgot about that. Yeah, he turned it down completely. Let's go, Red Sox. All right. Come on, Barnesy. Get out of this jam, huh? Keep the game tied. Let's have a close game here. I want the headband. Crone was a beast before the All-Star break, but he's cooled off a bit since. Yeah, it seems like it. I haven't heard anything about him after the All-Star break, and I looked him up the other day. His averages dropped quite a bit, huh? Come on, Barnes. All right, let's not walk him here. Let's not walk the bases loaded. Let's throw some competitive pitches. I actually like Reese McGuire's helmet. Looks like a hockey helmet. I'm a fan. He should do some. Why don't catchers? You know how goalies have those cool decals on their catching mask. Why don't MLB catchers do that? Who? CJ Crone, Frank? I thought the Red Sox were going to make a move for a long-term first baseman too, but then I thought about it and was like, it doesn't make sense with Cassis coming up. What I really thought they were going to do was do a huge haul for a catcher, but they didn't end up doing that. What's up, Frost? That has to be. Okay, thank you. Also, Chad, I saw another streamer during the All-Star game streaming the audio of games. Does anyone know if I can do that? Like, if I unplug my headset right now? Trev's your new favorite player. So of course he's hurt. Hey, he made his first rehab start with Portland today, I believe. I didn't get any update on that, so I don't know how it went. Come on, Devers. Let's go, Maddie. Let's go, Maddie Backpacks. Let's keep this game tied. I'm a big fan of this Matt Barnes comeback tour, chat. I'm a big fan of it. McGuire's better than Pilecki? Yeah. I mean, any league average catcher's going to be better than Pilecki. I don't hate Kevin Pilecki by any means, but he is well below defensively. He's well below offensively. Although he's been heating up a little bit too. I don't know. But yeah, if we get to the end of the season, we are completely. Audio seems like an unauthorized act, I'm afraid. Yeah. Yeah, I thought so too. I saw another streamer doing it. And I was like, I don't think that's legal. But whatever. Cracked a lot of jokes at the expense of Matty Backpacks, but I'm genuinely happy for him now. I am too. I would love to see a redemption tour. Yeah, Rafi is one of the quirkiest players I've seen. His is different than Manny though, because Manny was just doing dumb stuff. Rafi's like he's just in his own world. Oh, chat. Okay. All right, chat. Here we go. We are picking the next headband for the live stream. Here we go. You ready? We're gonna do this. We are gonna do this. Okay, chat. This is option number 1. Okay. The blue Red Sox officially licensed headband. Okay. That's option 1. Option 2 is this one. It's nice little homemade. Zoom in for you guys a little bit. Nice little homemade. Got the B on it. Got a nice one. You can look at it this way, right? Okay. We're going to go back to 1. We zoom in on this one too. All right. So this is a jersey that was turned into a headband here with the Red Sox across it. All right. So again, homemade. Okay. Officially licensed. All right. Do we have the options? Where are we? There we are. We got the options down. All right. All right. So we got both of them here. Let's decide right now. I'm going to put up a poll. We're going to do headband. Official. Or the homemade. All right. We'll add in Verdugo's type too. All right, chat. Which one do you want? Let's put the game back on too, actually. While we're doing this. All right, chat. I'll give you a little bit. We'll give you the rest of the game here. We'll see what you guys think. Because there were so many options, and I was like, ah, man, I like the old one because it's got some memories. But it was just it's just a tie, right? I mean, we can do better than that, chat. We can do better than that. So we got the homemade one. We got the Jersey. Excuse me. We got the Jersey one, and we got the Verdugo one. My only problem with the Verdugo one is it covers your entire head. It's almost like a do-rag's the wrong word. It's almost like a headdress thing, you know? That's the only problem with the Verdugo one is it's huge. Thoughts on Bayo? We were talking about this earlier. What's up, Isaiah? Welcome to the chat, by the way. Um, I love Bayo. I think Bayo is going to be a fantastic piece of this Red Sox organization. I mean, we saw him tonight. The difference between this outing and his first outing of the year are astronomical. And the fact that he's been able to make those adjustments so quickly is super important. Super important. The other thing too is just his stuff is straight up nasty, nasty. So I think there's big things to come for Bayo. 2022 fans use paper bags only. Nah, we're not at paper bags level yet. Close, not there yet. I mean, I'd be wearing a paper bag if I was the Oakland A's, if I was the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Chicago Cubs, right? That's when I'd be wearing a paper bag. Like when you compare our situation to their situations, I'll take my situation every single time. Why is my stuff all glitchy? Washington, yeah, Washington's another huge example. They've had 3 generational talent players. Scherzer, Harper, Soto, Turner, Trey Turner was on that team at one point. I mean, oh my God. I can't believe Verdugo's winning here, Chad. You guys want to see it like cover my whole head? Yeah, Scherzer, yeah. I mean, those are guys that are Hall of Fame bound. I don't know about Trey Turner, but yeah, Bayo at first seemed really like not sure with himself. He's really come into his own at a major league level, which is just insanely impressive. Insanely impressive, considering he was in Double A at the beginning of this year. Is there a rule against catchers having cool decals on their catching helmets, chat? Does anyone know? I feel like there isn't, and no one does it. Baseball needs to get a little bit more flashy. The dogs getting picked up on my microphone, I wonder. Do you guys hear those dog barkings? They're going nuts. This happens every time. Oh man, we got a tie, chat, in the headband race. Who's tied up right now? Oh no, never mind. Verdugo's still ahead. Might be a branding issue. True. Not part of the uniform. Yeah, that might be it too. Let's get hot. Why not? Why not us? Yeah, it could have something to do with not being. Oh, tell me you got that enough. No. Devers is setting a lot of balls to warning tracks too. I mean, that's just insane to me that they get fined for like having a personality. That's essentially what they're doing. I don't get why baseball can be so archaic and that kind of stuff. Like you think you'd want if you're trying to grow the game of baseball, make each player unique. It's so much easier to brand a player that's unique than it is. Like look at Mike Trout, right? Statistically one of the greatest players in history. I bet if you asked 50 non-baseball fans to name a baseball player, 15 of them would name Mike Trout. Let them be their own. You know? I mean, to a certain degree, too. Obviously, you still need to wear the uniform and all that stuff, but what's the matter with having some personalized cleats and a cool decal on your catcher helmet? What's the problem with that? Like, well, like have a cool bat. We saw how many cool bats there were in the All-Star game, and it's back to wood, straight wood. Yeah, I remember that too, Mystic. Yeah, but that's the kind of thing, right? It's just frustrating to me. Like, how cool would it be if Reese McGuire just had like, the Boston skyline on his helmet. He had like Wally over the Boston skyline with like a I don't know a T on the side of it, like a subway T on the side of it, right? And then on the other side you had like Jason Veritek and Carlton Fisk on it. Like that would be such a cool personal thing. Or like what if Xander Bogarts, who once in a while will I think for the All-Star game he wore like the legitimate like X-Men, like the Wolverine style cleats. What if he had those on all the time? That would be insane. He could market himself as the X-Man. Come on. Big issues that baseball doesn't like to promote players as a brand due to memories of the strike in the mid '90s. Yeah. I mean I get the pros and cons to all of it. We're just such a different age now. Wolverine cleats would be sick. Yeah, Xander had a pair of them. He had a pair of Wolverine cleats that he wore to the All-Star game. It was like the X-Men colors, the blue and yellow. Baseball is based on tradition. Yeah, yeah, I get that, but traditions evolve. Look at Christmas. First Christmas certainly wasn't what we have now. Halloween is different than we had it back in the day. The game. I'm not saying change the game itself at all. I kind of hate when you mess with the game that's been played for 200 years at this point, something crazy like that, right? 1800s, something like that. Does Whitlock stay in the bullpen the rest of his career? I honestly look at Bob. Look at Bob at that. I don't know where Whitlock ends up. They paid him starter money, so my guess is they do want him in the rotation. I understand the reasoning for that. Um, m- my problem is if they don't supplement what Whitlock is to this bullpen this offseason, right? If they're like, okay, we're gonna make the transition fully from Whitlock as a bullpen piece to a rotation piece. What are you gonna do to supplement it? That's my thought process. Good lord, his changeup. This is another guy whose changeup just disappears. Also, Chad, I forgot to show you. Hopefully, this is in focus. Got this card for $4. $4. Let me take it out of the wrapping. It'll be a little bit easier to. Christian Royal autograph card to what? 96. $4. Obviously, he's not a huge guy or anything, but I figured it'd be a little bit more expensive than that. No, Whitty should be our closer. But if you get a legitimate, oh no, that baby Ref Snyder. It was a fantastic find. I got to add it to the Hall of Fame of cards up there. I get both sides of it. I think Whitlock could turn into one of the game's deadliest closers, but we don't even really use him in the closer role now, anyways. I mean, he's in the seventh inning. He'll probably go 7-8, and then I don't even know who you put in the ninth. I guess we'll find out. Salamora maybe with a clean ninth. He's been good lately, although he did have that blow up. I don't know. Corbin, like you don't like history? Yeah, you caught me, Eric. We still don't have a closer, so we should try. I think you solidify Hauk as a closer. I don't think you try and put Hauk back into the rotation. I really like Hauk in that closer role. I think as he refines himself into that closer role, he can be deadly. Hauk's stuff is nasty. And in a closer role, you really only need two pitches. He's got a 96, 97. We've seen him go 98 on a sinker, and he's got that wipeout slider. So I don't know. I personally, if you're choosing between Whitlock and Hauk in a closer role, I want Hauk because I think the potential for Whitlock to be a fantastic starting pitcher is there. Problem is, we saw it. We saw it when he. Oops, sorry. We saw it when he came up into a pitching role, starting pitching role the first time. Was that his slider just isn't what he wants it to be, and that's kind of what he was getting burned on. On top of that, too, with him being new to the starter role, he's trying to figure out how to properly expand his arm, so his velocity went down, and that's where we saw that huge dip in his strikeout rate, was because his sinker went from 97 miles an hour to 93 miles an hour, because he was like, crap, I can't blow out my arm for 2 innings. I have to go 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think there was a lot of growing pains with Whitlock, and I think because of the situation with the bullpen too, that was sort of magnified on a giant scale. What are you getting at here, Eric? I think baseball will always be America's game. But I love the fact that it's gone so international. Baseball. It's not as polarizing as other American sports. I don't know if basketball originated in America. I'm not sure. I think it did, but that's not really loved anywhere but really China, and that's really just LeBron James. And then football is obviously super polarizing because immediately Europeans are like, no, we're not watching American football, which I have no idea why. Terry, you might be able to answer this. Actually, no, you won't be able to answer this. What am I talking about? Terry, do you like American football as someone from Ireland? Huge in Indonesia too. Interesting. Yeah, you're a Saints fan. Do you like soccer too? Chat, make sure you're voting on what headband we should use for the channel from here on out. Oh wow, you're a Liverpool fan too? It does, yeah. So do you have a problem with American football being named football? Because I know a lot of Europeans do. Yeah, Eric, isn't baseball America's oldest like professional sporting league? I mean, it makes sense. I've always thought of when you think of American sports, I feel like the first thing that comes to mind for someone not in America is baseball. But then again, I feel like football's probably up there too. I don't know. Now I'm talking myself into circles, chat. I am talking myself into circles. Yeah, I know Australia has its own like American style football. Yeah, only people in the UK insist on football. Interesting. So I wonder if football then would be the American sport. I thought Franchi poked that up the middle. Safe? Oh, I don't know about that. That looks safe to me. Can we get a replay, please? Just redo it. Wonder what type of seeds Alex Core likes. All right, we're challenging chat. What do we think? Safe route. Uh, oh, I don't know. That might be safe. Ty goes to the runner. Oh, come on. We're not doing this again. You want to help me out here, Jack? Maybe it'll be good luck again. I can't believe this crap is back on our channel. I don't know how to delete the name. Unbelievable. Sorry, chat. I don't know why that's happening. Hopefully, it's not ruining your experience too much. Baseball is a stereotypical US sport. That makes sense. Overturned, run safe. Overturned, runner safe. Yeah, I'm surprised too, Gord. I figured it would be I figured we were kind of flying under the radar. We were for a while, so I don't know what sparked it randomly. Like I have no idea what sparked it randomly. Frustrating. Thanks, Jack. Appreciate it. What? How is that out? What's up, Sam thing? Welcome back. Nah, Eric, sports should be for everybody. Shouldn't matter where you're from. God, why does that keep happening, Chad? I gotta look into that. See if there's anything I can do against it. I banned messages that have um I banned messages that have links in them, and I figured that would do it. I'll take a look after chat after stream and see. Yeah, that was impressive there, Jack. You're now banning everyone. Okay. I can't believe that call stood too. Just unfortunate. Makes sense that Laz Diaz was the one who said that. Laz Diaz is a terrible, although he's called a pretty decent game. When you don't know who the umpire is behind the plate, it usually means they're calling a decent game. And I totally forgot Diaz was behind the plate. So, but of course, there's going to be one call that screws us, just like that. Him and what's his name, Angel Hernandez, got to be bottom two umpires. No, Eric, no, I am not. Promise. That yes, the ALCS. That's what I was thinking of. That was borderline, but we're not going to talk about it. Yeah, because after that, right, he kind of blew up. Yeah. Yep. We would have been out of that game too, and probably been in the World Series. It was paint, yeah. That was an iffy one. Shohei will leave the Angels, you think? I think so too. I don't think Shohei signs a long-term deal there. No, you're right there. He's gone. I think everyone realizes it. I think the Angels realize it, although they didn't trade him this this trade deadline, which is kind of ridiculous because he's a free agent the same year Devers. Excuse me, Devers is a free agent. They're going to get a lot less for a rental show. God, a rental Shohei than um, a year and a half Shohei. You know, you saw the pic of it on your phone. Yeah, yeah. That was a game. Oh God, yeah, that was terrible. That was a terrible, terrible call. All right, Reese. Yeah, yeah. I wonder if that sale will get done by the end of the year. Like I wonder if they'll be able to sell a team by the end of the year, or they'll have to wait until the next year, maybe even longer. Because I'm sure there are people who want to buy the Angels, but I would also, if I were an investor, I'd wait a year and be like, well, why would I want the Angels if you have that terrible contract? That a baby Reese? Okay, come on. Chad, I took the hat off. Good things happen. The hat's staying off for the rest of the game. We're almost in, Chad. Next inning will be headband territory. It's looking like, Chad, the next time we are together and using a headband, it looks like we're going to be using the Verdugo one. But you guys still have time to vote. If you guys want to see the options again as to what headband we wear in close games, let me know and I will bring those up again. But make sure you guys vote on. I want this to be as much a you thing as it is a me thing. Oh yeah, the Diekman trade was a fantastic trade, actually. All right, Duran, do something. Do something crazy. Do something crazy. Freshman. Red Sox need to bring in a good new hitter. I think they'll go for someone this offseason. They'll make a splash somewhere, even if it's just re-signing our own guys. You bet on the Red Sox tonight? I like it. Faith. It's a bad time to sell an MLB team with the Oakland Tampa situation. Maybe, but there could still be people who because what's the situation with Tampa and Oakland is that they want to relocate, right? So there might be people who want to buy them and relocate them. Come on. All right. All right. Who do we got up? We got ref. Who do we got up? But anyways, Jack, back to what I was saying. There might be a group of investors out there who want the Angel name and who want to start. I mean, think about it, right? If you want to buy a team and you want to transform a franchise, having Mike Trout already established there, pretty decent start. you know, you got a fairly decent couple of prospects. You can work around with the Angel a little bit. They just haven't been able to so far. So that might be appealing to investors too. Plus, you got the LA factor of it. I know obviously LA will always be a Dodgers town, but you've got some. Take one for the team. Yeah, give me a hit by pitch. Give me a walk. Give me a squeeze. Give me something. Come on, ref. We're no longer going, chat, by the Red Sox legitimate record. We are going by Red Seat Radio record. Feel like you shouldn't tune into this? I don't know. Looks pretty good right now. Fans will turn on them. Doesn't. I mean, kind of. Do some play-by-play, man. All right. Bases loaded. Bottom of the seventh. 2 out. Here's the pitch. It's a ball slider outside. Rob Ref Snyder looking fairly calm in the box. This is a big spot for Robbie Ref Snyder. He's been a little bit quiet tonight, a little over for tonight, but he's been on a little bit of a hot streak since coming back. Normally, the Red Sox would have Tommy Pham in this situation. Oh, and the pitch is a low four-seam fastball. Like I was saying though, Robbie Refsnyder's having a little bit of a career resurgence with the Red Sox this year. He's being more patient at the plate. Ooh, that low fastball, probably in the strike zone there a little bit. Laz Diaz, not exactly known for his umpire ability. Here is the pitch. It's a swing and a miss on a fastball high and outside. Count goes to 2-2. Rob Refsnyder, out of his 6 home runs, has 4 of them here at Fenway Park. Likes to use the monster. This would be a big spot and a wasted opportunity by the Red Sox. The fans get to their feet. The 2-2 count. I do not have an angle of the pitch here. Just a lot of fans. And the pitch. Foul. A 98-mile-an-hour fastball in the inside corner. Man, that was actually a really good pitch. You guys like these? I'll do them more often. I also like talking to you guys. About baseball too. I'll try and do both. I swear, as soon as I re-up my MLB TV, we did bad. All right, then don't re-up it. Welcome back, T5. You're welcome. As the crowd gets to their feet again for the 2-2 count. Garcia looks in. He pitches. Rob Refsnyder lines one into center field, but the best center fielder of all time, Jackie Bradley Jr., is there to make the catch. The Red Sox waste a golden opportunity with 3 men on, bases loaded in a situation where they probably should have capitalized. Who wins? I don't know yet. Game tied. Doesn't feel like a good omen, though, going into the top of the 8th after squandering a bases loaded opportunity. I mean, that was pretty well hit, but you got the best defensive center fielder out there. Probably not getting down. Imagine JBJ just watched that go over his head and was like, man, this is for you guys. You need it more than we do. Play by play during critical situations? All right, I will. Am I allowed to do that? What's my prediction? I'm going to say Red Sox just because I'm a Red Sox fan, but not looking good after that wasted opportunity. Part of the Red Sox died after Mookie Betts left. I can't stand this offense at the time. I mean, last year you didn't feel the weight of not having Mookie Betts. This year you definitely do. I don't know. Sorry, I was thinking. I don't know. I don't know if the team died after Mookie left, especially after last season. I feel like people just forget we made it 2 games away from a World Series last season sometimes. See what TC said about the current situation? It said that the weeks left should always be higher than the games back. Yeah, I did see that. I mean, it makes a lot of sense because if you gain a game a week, you end up in a good position. Or the Red Sox, 6 back, 7. I stopped looking at the wild card standings. Now they'll do 7 games back, 6 weeks left. Yeah, we're not in a good spot. Fangraphs have them at 4% chance, and Baseball Reference has them at 0.2. Crazy. He's not giving anyone that low strike, so. Trevor bullpen arm. The Red Sox are out there. They immediately. Oh, I just talked about that. Give Franchi the Jays for free defensive replacement. Cheap Bloom single-handedly ruined this team. No, not single-handedly. There are a lot of other factors at play here, T5. I think if you played this situation, this exact Red Sox team, everything you did this entire season, the trades of the deadline and everything, I think the Red Sox make the playoffs 60, 70% of the time. I would even venture to say 70, 80. I mean, think about it, right? The beginning of the season, the idea was you get Chris Sale back halfway. Paxton makes his way back in August. Trevor Story hits better than he does. Xander Bogaerts doesn't get hurt. Devers doesn't get hurt. The entire team doesn't get hurt, right? Like, think about this Red Sox team, this situation, and you mix it up, right? And you spit it out into an algorithm 100 times. I guarantee you, above 50% of the time, we're making the playoffs. Story didn't have a good night, but it's the first game. Yeah, I'm literally not worried at all about how players do in their minor league debuts, in their minor league rehab starts. They could go 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. I do not care. Yeah, debut, whatever. You know what I meant. T5, do me a favor. Look up what Benintendi was hitting for the Red Sox the year he got traded. Yeah, but Jack, the problem with some of that is yes, the Barnes stuff, 100%. I think that was relied on a bit too much. Um, but the JBJ thing, I don't think they ever expected him to. I don't think they ever expected him to be a good hitter. I think was the idea was, hey, we're gonna stick him in there defensively because our defense was really bad last year, lost us a lot of games, and we can hide him. We can hide him in the bottom half of this order because look at the front half of this order. I mean, the projected was Kike Hernandez, Rafael Devers, Xander Bogaerts, JD Martinez, Alex Verdugo, Trevor Story. I mean, 3 of those guys could have been all-stars easily if they played to their potential. So, yeah, I don't think anyone in the front office ever expected JBJ to hit better than he did. Because he did hit better than he did last year. So let's go, Yankees. Sir, I think you have the wrong stream. Watching the Red Sox Blue Jays game here. The Paxton signing was millions. Yeah, I mean, 6 million didn't exactly break the bank for the Red Sox by any means. You know? So it's 6 million towards the luxury tax this year for Paxton. 10 million next year and the year after if the Red Sox want to. To me, the gamble makes sense. I don't think they ever wanted to they ever wanted Paxton to be a huge impact player for this team this year. I think that was best case scenario. I think they were going to see where he was at and if it was worth bringing him back. After this latest injury to his lat in his rehab start, I don't think they're bringing him back next year. And $6 million a gamble. Sometimes you got to do that. What's the poll? Oh, yeah. For those of you who don't know what the poll is, we are choosing. I don't know if a lot of you guys haven't been on the stream before. If there's a close game, we put on this headband. It's good luck. But recently it hasn't been good luck, and I'm thinking about getting a new one. So I put out a poll. To see what you guys would think. A homemade headband with the Red Sox stuff on it. A licensed headband, which was essentially just the Red Sox logo, or the Alex Verdugo one. So you guys vote, let me know, and I will buy whatever one it is. And so next stream, we will have a legitimate headband. Speaking of the headband, man on second, 2 outs, it's headband time, ladies and gentlemen. Didn't know you were going live. What's up, Ethan? Sorry, man. Yeah, I've been all over the place with these streams. I think from here on out, especially with my schedule and the schedule of the Red Sox, we should be pretty okay to be doing a stream every Wednesday. A lot of these players are drastically underperforming too. JD, Xander, Devers have all been bad overall for a long time now. I wouldn't lump Xander and Devers into that. I would say Xander's had a bad month. I'd say Devers had a bad month. JD hasn't been good since the beginning of July. Yes. I still think it's wild that people argue that the Chris Sale resigning, that was such a 50-50 thing, and people would have been mad if he wasn't re-signed at the time. Yeah, I mean, everyone's looking at, you look at everything hindsight 2020, right? Yeah, light that candle. Let's get this good vibes up, huh? I got this stupid tie on my head. Let's win a game. Has Paxton even ever worn the Red Sox jersey? Not on the field. Yeah, he did his first rehab assignment in Florida in the Florida Golf League. Florida. Yeah, FGL. Um and then immediately hurt his lat and was taken out within, like, I think it was like a half inning or something. Can't have a half inning. A third of an inning. So, I don't think he'll ever wear a Red Sox jersey. Teoscar Hernandez with the golden sombrero. He likes to swing it, huh? Come on, Whitlock. Get us to the bottom of the eighth, huh? Story looked pretty good today. Yeah, I didn't see how he did. How'd he do? Someone say he didn't do very well. I've never really hated the Blue Jays either. I just hate watching the games because it seems like, except for this game, which has been really, really great actually, they get bludgeoned. JD is second guessed his entire mechanic after his. My problem with JD is that he just, you're right. His mechanics have been off. It's not the regular JD swing we're used to. Get him out of here. Let's go. All right, chat. Bottom of the eighth. Let's do this. The other problem with the tie too is that this gets stuck behind my back. Had 2 at bats, a sac fly, and a walk. Interesting. I mean, it's good that he's making contact. Was it allowed? Was it allowed sac fly? Do you know? Turns out Whitlock might be good. Yeah, this new prospect we got from the Yankees, this Whitlock kid, might be all right. Yeah, they own us right now. It's crazy. What are we? We're like 10-3, I think, in games against the Blue Jays this year. I mean, God, they just bop us. When are we gonna see Cassis? Um, I don't know. My thought process was they were gonna. I kind of figured they were gonna put Hosmer. I kind of figured they were gonna put Hosmer on the IL. So my thought process was that's when we were gonna see him because it would make sense to get him some ABs. But because they didn't bring him up then, I don't think they bring him up at all this year. I don't think we see him till 2023. Honestly. Because I think once the roster expands, you need to focus on utility depth. You need to focus on bullpen depth. So you need to um so you need to bring up, in my opinion, it'll be Wong and Jermaine or Kelly. One of the two. Devers is due right now for Dugo and Martinez don't do anything. I would love a big inning. Let's have a big inning here, huh? Is Devers lower in the order? What's he hitting? Doogie? Really? Doogie's 2, JD's 3, and Devers is 4? Interesting. Our position players are better pitchers than our pitching staff. Yeah. Yeah, I'd be shocked if they let Cora go. Absolutely baffled, to be honest with you. He's such a good manager. He really is. And obviously, he makes mistakes. He's not 100% correct, but um, yeah, I just don't. I don't. I think this Red Sox team would be in a much worse position than what they are now if they didn't have Alex Cora as a manager. I truly do. I also think you're right about no player will want to come back after that. I mean, you take away, right? It's one thing to take away Christian Vasquez, who, yeah, I get it. I get that move. When you're talking about getting some of these guys back that you want to get back, it doesn't look great. Then you take away their manager, who they have grown and loved, and he's helped develop them into what they are as individual players. Then you got a real problem on your hand. I actually think Bloom kind of likes the style of managing Alex Cora has. I don't think Bloom has thought about firing Alex Cora. Hot take: do you think Heim is on the hot seat if the Red Sox miss the playoffs? No, but I do think his leash is getting real short. I think 2023 will be his kind of hot seat season because this will be John Schreiber. Really, they're going to give John Schreiber the ninth. I'm surprised they're even putting him in the game. That a baby Doogie. All right, chat. Let's see if we can get something going, huh? But yeah, I think the 2023 offseason will truly be Heim Bloom's, whatever he's been puppeteering for the last 2-3 years. And if that doesn't work out, then the front office, if I'm the front office, I'm going, okay, when you came here, our goal was to be a competitive team every year. Since then, 2019, did he come in 2019 or was it 2020? I think it was 2020. No, it was 2019. Um, you finished what? I think you just missed the playoffs in 2019. 2020 was abysmal. 2021, you're in the ALCS. 2022, you're in the basement, right? If I'm the front office, I'm like, ooh, this isn't what we talked about here. So I think 2023 is going to be that sort of hot seat year. How bad is Arroyo hurt? I think it's just day to day. I haven't seen anything about it long term, so it was a warning track shot. Good, I like that. Yeah, maybe. I could see the Red Sox trying to get Christian Arroyo back. I mean, why wouldn't you? Even if you want to play McGuire more often, you still have Christian Vasquez in the back end of the bullpen. It's not like he's going to be 25 million a year. You probably get him for 6-7 million a year for a 2-3 year deal. I think you'd have no problem signing that and coming back to the Sox. Schreiber, no beard. Yeah, maybe Mustache Schreiber's back to being a beast. They're just ruining Schreiber. I mean, but who else do you go to in this close game? Who else are you going to go to? Salamora, Brazier? Everyone have a heart attack. I mean, it sucks, but you kind of have to run Schreiber into the ground, and it's not a good scenario. Last time the Red Sox had a bad year, 2020, they followed up with an ALCS. I'm okay with a bad year this year if history repeats itself. Yeah, but if you want to be, my problem with that, and I agree. Oh God, JD. I agree. But at the same time, too, you're the Boston goddamn Red Sox. You should be competitive every single year. That's my problem with it, right? It shouldn't be on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. If you just missed the playoffs, fine. But 2020 was a disaster season. Granted, you had that short season. This year's been kind of a disaster season, too. Looks like he rides a Harley. Yeah, it does. He looks like an old timey actor. He looks like a guy. You guys ever been to like those old Western style theme parks? He looks like a guy that would work there. These Red Sox fans can't complain about beards. No, only on Alex Cora. JD, get into one, JD. Oh man, warning track power. That's all it's been tonight, chat. Warning track power. Who are the September call ups do you see getting called up? It's gonna be it'll most likely be Connor Wong and a pitcher. That's usually how it goes, right? You get the utility depth with Connor Wong, and then you get in a bullpen relief arm, either Kelly or yeah, Xander did shave. Look at that. Oh, Xander, back to the little goatee you got there. I like it. So I think it'll be one of those two guys. Um, Edgar. Let's take a minute to congratulate the Yankees on trading. Did Montgomery do good again tonight? I don't know. I don't understand that move at all. They get Benintendi. You've got Aaron Judge, and who do they had Hicks hasn't been playing well, but you also have Stanley you can throw out there a little bit. I don't understand that move. Bloom started 2020, the Nebraska effect for 2 3 years. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Is you're sort of seeing the era of Dombrowski finally come to a conclusion here, and that 2023 is going to be the true year where Hein Bloom has his hand in all of the cookie jars. So I think that's where you start to see that sort of hot seat, cool throne type thing come into effect. No, he did not. Oh, sir. Diaz, don't do this to us, dude. Do I think Cassis gets called up by the end of the year? I was just talking about this, JIB, actually. It's funny. Um, I don't think so. I don't think we see Cassis this year. If we were gonna see him this year at all, it was gonna be when Hosmer went on to the IL. They didn't do it then. They won't do it. I think 2023 we'll see him on that opening day roster though. Oh, be fair, be fair, be fair, be fair. Let's go. Come on. Oh no. Safe? Let's go. Okay. 2 years ago, that was a dinger. Yeah, JD's bat speed is just tumbled down. I know one thing, Dave Bush got to go. The problem with me, like, I understand why people are saying that, like Dave Bush, who's the hitting coach? I can't remember his name, but either way, yeah. But if everything's going wrong for the Red Sox this year, I wonder if it's a philosophy thing. Like I wonder if there's some sort of philosophy here. Dude, Xander's gonna come back and hit like 350 with 6 tanks with his rookie year goatee going on right now. All right, Chad, we're gonna go back to play by play for these big at bats. Who do we have coming up after Devers? Probably McGuire, Ref Snyder, Kike. I'm wondering the same thing. Yeah. Yeah, JRB. I don't know. It was a weird feeling comeback. Like Benintendi's was nice because Benintendi had him at back since he'd been traded, but with JBJ, I mean he deserved it. For sure. He deserved it, but um yeah, it did feel a little bit weird watching him get a tribute video. Not because he didn't deserve it, but just because of the situation. Like he was literally on the team 2 weeks ago. Native Aldi velocity went down. Yeah, that's been a big problem this year too. I mean, but when you think about it philosophy wise, right? I don't know. It's so hard to pinpoint what went wrong this season because everything went wrong this season. It wasn't just it wasn't just the pitching staff. It wasn't just the hitting staff. It wasn't just um it wasn't just Heim Bloom's moves. It wasn't just the injuries. It was a combination of everything. And that's to me that's the problem. And that's why we talk about so much that there was no plan. Do I see Nate Eovaldi leaving the offseason? Yeah, I think I do. I don't think I see Nate coming back. Because I think a team will give him pretty decent money. I think we'll see a team who is one 4 hole in the rotation type guy give him money. To what extent was 2022 a bridge year? I, I don't know because they said 2021 was supposed to be their bridge year. I don't really think that this was supposed to be a bridge year for the Red Sox. I think they're going to turn into a bridge year, but I don't think this is supposed to be a bridge year. Again, look at the lineup they produced for this year. It's supposed to be, we were talking about it when I first started my channel. I mean, when there was 500 of us on this channel, we were talking about how exciting it was to have one of the most biggest projected offenses in all of baseball. And now we're sitting here and we're like, was this supposed to be a bridge year? That's it just sucks. If JD leaves, where do I see him going? All right, chat. Hold on. We're focusing on for a second here because it's a big at bat. 1-1, chat. Runner on second and third. The pitch, swing and a miss, 1-2 on a slider. Kike Hernandez has not been handling sliders very well this year. You kind of see the similarities between him and Trevor Story this year. However, Kike Hernandez has been hot since he came back. In his 9 games back, he has 8 RBIs. Let's see if he can come through here in a big situation. Down, game tied, bottom of the 8th. Some dude named Bass on the mound. I've never heard of him. He looks in, gets a sign. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss on another slider outside. Big situation there that probably. Oh, Kike not happy with his attempt there at the plate. If JD leaves, where do I see him going? One, I think JD is leaving, and 2, I think he gets a 2, 3, 4 year deal from the Mets. Not anything crazy. I think there's a couple other teams I was thinking of that could probably use him. They should intentionally walked Franchi Cordero, chat. Wild. To get to Bobby Dahlbeck. Big Bobby D. The Sultan of SWAT. The great Bambino. Bobby Dahlbeck. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th. That was way below the zone, but somehow managed to be a strike. Sinker down at his toes. 0-1. So yeah, Ethan, I think there's a couple of destinations. I don't think he's going to make a lot of money anywhere, though. Here's the pitch. Right down Broadway. And Bobby Dahlbeck's bat does not leave his shoulders. Bobby Dahlbeck hitting just over 200 this year. Was never able to fully put it together. We've seen spurts of greatness, but is yet to have a super clutch moment. Could it be right here? He gets the sign. Well, he receives the sign in his head now. Here's the pitch. Bobby Dahlbeck swings and misses. Disappointing is an understatement there, Edgar. 2022 Red Sox in a nutshell. Yeah. August Bobby Jack did not come out to play. Does JBJ get a major league contract? I don't think so, to be honest with you. I think he gets a minor league contract. It's a little bit up and down throughout the year, and then he calls it a day, in my opinion. I don't know, Jack. It's like they plan it. I mean, they did actually plan it this time. Franchi Cordero, I had more faith in Franchi there. My friend wants to put 100 on Toronto. What do I say to him? This is Boston's game to lose. What are the odds? Good Lord, my girlfriend's listening to this game or to her show at like 110% volume. Do I like Familia on the Red Sox? I'm honestly indifferent about him at this point. If this had been earlier in the season, I probably would have had a stronger opinion, but I really don't care about Yes Familia, which sounds really bad, but I don't think he'll be a part of the team next year. I can honestly see him getting DFA'd as rosters expand so they can try and get some of these guys who are free agents in the minor leagues up and see what they can do. He'll make a good bag if he puts it down. Schreiber up. I got my headband on. We got chat roaring. Don't bet against the Red Sox. Chat at the beginning of the year. I got a friend who's like a recent Blue Jays fan because he's from Buffalo and they played in Buffalo. Um, and at the beginning of the year, it was a fun little tee rivalry. Right now, he'll text me about the Blue Jays, and I'm like, "You don't understand what I'm going through." All right, why do we have to show the Jerry Remy stuff? I'm getting emotional. I wanted Heim to get the Mets closer. Now we've got Familia. There you go. Perfect. Hey, what happened to Rich Hill in the bullpen? Was that because of injuries? All right, Schreiber. Okay, I'm not gonna say anything. Actually, come on, Johnny. Danielson. Danielson. I don't like. Yeah, love Rich Hill either. He's he is what he is. He is what he is. I got no words for Rich Hill, man. I mean, he's just not a big league pitcher anymore. He's just not, which is fine. I mean, the dude's been in the league since what? God, like 20 years or something crazy. Like, I mean, obviously not 20 full years, but he's been in there a long time. I mean, I'm pretty sure he was pitching when Julio Rodriguez was in diapers. Yeah, too long. Yeah. There we go. All right, one out. Come on, Johnny. Think they'll re-sign Rich Hill? No. No shot the Red Sox re-sign Rich Hill. Rich Hill's going to retire after this year. Has to. Do I give Waka a 2-3 year deal? I think I'd give him a 2-year deal. I don't think I'd give him a 3 now. Maybe Johnny Mustaches. Wait, no, I got a better one. I'm thinking, Jack. Give me a second. I got a better one in here. In the tank. Come on. Johnny Handlebars. I like that. Johnny Handlebars, completely different pitcher than John Schreiber. Rich Hill's been worth $5 million. I'd agree with that. Yeah. That's a terrible stat, Jr. Oh my god. Camera's blurry. Ugh. There we go. Sorry, chat. I didn't realize I had gone out of focus. Someone could have said something. Darwinson Hernandez is terrible. I'm always going to stick with the take that if Darwinson Hernandez could locate a ball, he would be an absolute dog out of the bullpen. Do I live in Mass? Yes. You're back? Welcome back, Clip. Maybe you're the good luck charm. Maybe you're what we've been missing. There are a few clutch hitter right now. JD, Bobby D, Ref Snyder, they can do nothing. Yeah. What's happening lately? It was an improvement with a blurry camera. Thanks, Eric. I appreciate that. We don't have a lot of good left-handed option out of the bullpen. Austin Davis, I don't know what happened to Austin Davis. He just dissolved into nothing. I don't understand. Strom coming back will be big. Is Strom back? Am I an idiot? I think Strom is back. Yeah, Strom's back. I don't know what am I talking about. You're just looking forward to 2023. I'm looking forward to this offseason, man. To finally get some direction with this team, I think. Have to. Okay. All right. Johnny Handlebar. Please do not walk Jackie Bradley Jr. No, the Diekman had been terrible for us. He was one of the lowest rated bullpen arms in all baseball with us. Yeah, King, that's gonna be awesome. I'll probably buy tickets super early to that. Dahlbeck has been making plays at shortstop. You're right. It's another arm though. Yeah, but I don't know. I think the Red Sox would rather have roll the dice with someone else than Jake Diekman. He just simply wasn't working out. Come on, Bob. Oh no, that's Devers. Okay. All right, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, we have entered the bottom of the ninth. We've seen one singular walk-off here. One singular walk-off on this channel. Let's make it two. Yeah, I could agree with that. I think he is a little burnt out. You're right, Austin Davis. Bring Brazier in to help. Both gonna wear our Betts jerseys. That's awesome. I know it's late, but Sweet Caroline. Where it began. Dun, 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 dun. I just completely blanked on the words. Good lord. I'll just skip to the chorus. Who'd have believed you'd come along? Boom, boom, boom. Hands. Touching hands. Reaching out. Finish it, chat. I don't remember Brooks Krisky, actually. The name sounds familiar. Do you see the Red Sox going after the bullpen arm in the offseason? They have to. It's not a matter of if. They have to. All right, Chad. We got McGuire. We got Duran. We got Ref Snyder. Sweet Caroline. Giants Yankees opening day in the Bronx is huge too because the Giants are going to be a target for Aaron Judge this offseason. Yeah, that'll be interesting for sure. Are we getting Judge? I don't think we'll actually get Judge. But I think we'll definitely show a lot of interest in Judge. Yankees reliever who came into the game versus the Red Sox and threw 4 wild pitches. Oh yeah, okay. Girlfriend still has a Red Sox Mookie Betts jersey. That's awesome. That's gonna be a cool game, King. I'm gonna try and get there. Maybe I'll meet up with you. So it's Franchi Barry Bonds. Let's hope. All right, McGuire. Let's see it. All right. All right. So good. So good. So good. All right, who's up? Someone send it in there. Jack, where are you? Duran. All right, Duran. It was pretty funny, Ji. I'm a little over the jokes, though, to be honest with you. Oh, Jaren. Oh, Jaren. I'll have a video out on the schedule, the 2023 schedule tomorrow. But the big news is that interleague play is now up, so you are playing every single team in the MLB at least once. Um, and division play is down, so they're more meaningful. Those are the two highlights. Yeah, the Dodgers also play the Yankees, but not in New York. Cool thing about the new schedule format is that you only have to wait 1 or 2 years to play the. Yeah, I love the new schedule. Do you like Brian Bayo coming out of the bullpen? I think he's going to be a good starter, so I don't love him out of the bullpen. Um, yeah, Boston going to walk it off. I like it. All right, 3-0 ref. You taking it all the way. Oh, who got it? Who guessed it? Eric did. Brazier for the 10th. It also makes trading a player to the other league more meaningful or less meaningful. I think it makes it more meaningful because there's a chance. You are going to play them. Who are the upcoming Red Sox free agents? Oh God, Strom, Hill, wait, Waka, Hill, Strom, Xander if he opts out, JD, Nate Eovaldi, Kike, Ref Snyder. There's a couple more. Doesn't Sale have an opt out ad for this year? Yeah, he's not opting out. He's not opting out at all. Get a real closer. Would love a real closer. All right. 3-2, 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. Robbie Ref Snyder up at the plate. Who struck out with the bases loaded. Oh, no, he didn't. He hit a fly ball to Jackie Bradley Jr. with the bases loaded. Here's a ground ball. Bo Bichette spins, throws. Free baseball. That would be fantastic, JR. Not going to happen, though. Is Kike re-signing? I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know. I think the Red Sox make a decent offer at him, yeah. He's so versatile and such a good offense or defensive player. Do I miss Michael Chavis? Not really. I missed him a little bit at the beginning of the year, but he's cooled down a lot. He's a better JBJ. I would say he's more rounded than JBJ. Yeah. All right, Chad. If you haven't yet, vote on the poll as to what you see this on my head right now. You're like, why the hell is this guy wearing a tie? It's because we don't have an actual Red Sox headband. So you guys vote on the poll up above. Would you like a homemade Red Sox headband, a league certified Red Sox headband, or the headband Alex Verdugo wears? I will buy whatever one it is and wear it from here on out. He's a player that can fit any team. There'll be a lot of offers for him, I imagine. Yeah, I would too. But he had a slow start this year, was injured for a very long time. I could see that it kind of hurt in the value as well. So I don't know. I also think he loves Boston, so I could see him taking a little bit of discount. Get a Dodger one. Blech. When does the poll close? I'll close at the end of the game. Yeah, they haven't done well in extra innings, that's for sure. Who has the ball? It's gonna be Toronto. Oh no. Who has the ball? We're pitching. Top of the 10th. Are you gonna do a video talking about re-signing our free agents? Yeah, I'm gonna do a lot of that stuff a lot of the looking at 2023, what to expect this off season, stuff like that, will probably be at the beginning of September. Because by that point, realistically, especially after these next two series, the Red Sox will be. My Celtics fan, yeah, I like the Celtics. You miss Renfro. I think everyone misses Renfro. Go Yankees, sir. You may be in the wrong stream. You just watched Darman. I don't know what that is, Landon. Oh, that's about accurate. That sums it up pretty well. What a shock. It took one pitch. Yeah, Who are some guys you think they won't resign? Strom, I don't think they get back. Rich Hill, I don't think they even make an attempt at. JD, I don't think they get back. And I'm about 70% sure they won't resign Nate Eovaldi either. Who could have seen this coming? I don't know, man. It's a mystery. All right, King. Thanks for stopping by. Every single Boston team but Patriots are my second favorite. Who are your first favorite? What do I think the Red Sox can do to get better this offseason? They can go after some starting pitching. Yeah, they need at least one, maybe two starting pitchers. You need a closer. You need another lefty in the bullpen. Um, you're gonna need a outfielder, either corner or center fielder. It just doesn't. Look at Rafi though. Look at Scoops, huh? That was an insane play. Oh my god. Did we take a moment to appreciate the emergence of Rafael Devers' defense? That was great. Um, where was I? Corner outfielder or center outfielder? You probably need a catcher. I don't know if McGuire's a long-term solution as your everyday catcher. Um, you need to extend Rafael Devers before he goes to free agency. Work on getting Xander back. Do I think they should re-sign Waka? Yeah, we've been talking about it a little bit so far. I think a 1-2 year deal for Waka seems good. Yeah, I would bring him back one more year. I forgot about the money bags. Jack, you're beating me in my own game here. Why is Strong collecting dust now? He's kind of on a similar schedule to he's kind of on a similar schedule to Whitlock, where he has to do the 1 game on, 2 days off thing. And he pitched that last series against Baltimore. So that's probably why he's collecting dust a little bit. I truly hope they pay the boys. Yeah, that's all I want, man. Now, I want a well put together team, but I want those two taken care of. Is this day Oscar again up? Think they should trade Verdugo? No. So they lost, eh? Not yet, eh? This team kills me, yeah. Should have signed Mookie instead of JD. Why would you fire Cora? Madman Nathan. What's your reason? Frazier does suck, yes. A lot of people want to get buried with the Red Sox. Interesting. Do I think John Henry cares about winning as much as he used to? That's a kind of a loaded question. It is. It's a loaded question. I think he does care about winning because winning means money. Um, but I don't know if he cares as much as he did. He doesn't care as much as he did when he first bought the team. No. But I truly think 2023 will completely change a lot of people's opinions on the ownership, one way or the other. Buccaneers, your favorite team instead of the Patriots? Interesting. Is that because you? Excuse me. Is that because you followed Tom Brady? All right, Nathan. Just out of curiosity, right? When you say he does has no idea how to manage a bullpen, what would you have done in this situation? Just out of curiosity, because from my end, the way I'm looking at it, right, is John Schreiber's been ground to a nub because you don't have any other options with all the injuries that have happened this year. Please don't tell me that bloops in. Okay. I mean, one run isn't impossible to chat. Let's go. Have a little faith, chat. One run. So Nathan, let's get back to this, right? So if you're looking at this game in particular, when you're saying fire Corks doesn't know how to manage a bullpen, here's where my outlook is on this, right? Bale gives you a few good innings, but Bale's also young. He just came off the IL. You probably don't want him pitching 90 pitches. So what do? You go to a guy who's been hot. You go to Barnes. Barnes isn't exactly a guy who goes 2, 3 innings. So who do you go to after that? Go to your second best pitcher, your number one pitcher, the guy who can bring you into a couple of innings, and that's Garrett Whitlock. Okay, so you get there, and then you go to Schreiber in hopes that hey, let's walk this thing off. John Schreiber has been literally overused to the point where his arm may possibly fall off because of the lack of depth in this bullpen. But you trust in Schreiber, you trust in this team, so you say, let's give him the ninth. Then we don't end up scoring in the ninth. So where do you go from there? Who would you choose, Nathan? If you were Alex Cora, who are you putting in that situation? He takes guys out in the bullpen too early. But didn't you just say he left them in too long? Like when you only have, right? Let's be honest here. Strom was okay. Barnes was terrible the first half of the year. Salmar's on and off. Frazier's on and off. Schreiber was fantastic for the first half of the year. Whitlock was a starter for part of the year. Hauk went into the bullpen, struggled a little bit. So at the end of the day, for most of the year, you've had one reliable relief pitcher. Everyone else is sort of a guessing game. If you had to guess 162 times who the right pitcher was, how many times do you think you'd get that right? How many times, Nathan? Brandon McGuire as the closer. As the Red Sox pitched, Yeah, they're hitting right now, Kay. That's just simply not true. They very much play for Alex Cora. They have said that a million times. In fact, they recently said how much they respect Alex Cora. I haven't heard a single player even remotely say anything bad about Alex Cora. In fact, I would guarantee that this team would be in Pirates Cubs category bad if Alex Cora wasn't on the team. Can't score 2 runs in extra innings with the heart, the order, and you deserve to live. True. This is it, chat. You can Nathan, and don't get me wrong, Nathan. I'm not attacking you, but I'm more so trying to put this out into the general sphere for people who might not understand how difficult it has been for Alex Cora to manage this team this year. The best reference I like to use is I like to say, look, look at it this way. If you were a landscaper, right, and your job was to mow the lawn and trim the hedges and rake the leaves, but the tools you were given a lawnmower. Great. You were able to mow the lawn, but for the hedges, you have a pair of nail scissors, and for the raking, you've got a fork, right? So you're sitting there and you're like, okay, I've got my lawnmower. Fly out by Alex Verdugo, by the way, one down. Okay, I've got my lawnmower, sure. But what do lawnmowers do if you use them a lot? They run out of gas, their belts fall off, their gears wind down. You have to resharpen their blades, right? So then you're like, okay, I can only mow lawn so long before that breaks down. I don't have the money to fix it. So maybe I try to rake some leaves, and maybe if the leaf pile's small enough, you get the fork to do something. Or maybe if the hedges are small enough, you get the nail clippers to do something. But then sometimes, hey, you got to trim a tree. You gotta rake a yard that has a ton of acreage on it, right? And it doesn't work out. That's the way I've been looking at this season for Alex Cora. All right, Nathan. Okay, we're gonna do this again. Bobby D's hitting, oh, I don't know, 150 at the time. Franchi Cordero's hitting 272. Kike Hernandez goes down. Rob Refsnyder been playing right field because you need to platoon him with Jackie Bradley Jr. because Jackie Bradley Jr. hasn't been doing well either. Who are you gonna put in center field? Christian Arroyo? How'd that go? Right? Again, this goes back to the toolbox thing. He can't because during that month where he was batting straight, he was one of the best hit out leadoff hitters in the league. And then you stick with the guy because hey, he had a little bit of a rough patch. What are you gonna do? You take him out after he strikes out 4 times in one game? No. That's not how you play baseball. There's 162 games. Do I think you keep Tommy Pham? I think the Red Sox keep Tommy Pham. Yeah. They have no reason not to. They needed that kind of spark, especially from the top half of the order. I don't see any reason why the Red Sox should get rid of him. All right, 2-2 chat 2-2 by the way, 1 out. Durant's still at second base, JD Martinez at the plate. Toronto makes a fool of Red Sox? Not yet. Getting close, not yet. On top of that, Nathan, too, it's not like Alex Cora decides who's up on the major league roster and who's down. He may have some influence over it, but at the end of the day, that is the front office. All right. 2-2. JD Martinez been getting, wow, pretty decent mix of sliders and four seams. Slider, four seam, fighter. Here's a pitch. Okay. Ground ball. Out number 2. It's all up to Rafael Devers, who my guess is they're going to intentionally walk. Put you in center field. Why don't we have Durant steal more? Yeah, I knew they were going to. God damn it. They intentionally walked Rafi. I knew they'd do that. Oh, yeah, everyone would. I just wanted Rafael Devers walk off so bad one time. Why do we have Durant steal more? He's not getting on base enough to steal. Honestly. Who's hitting next? I'll tell you in a second. It's all up to Kike Hernandez. Ball 1, slider outside. Do you understand what I'm saying a little bit, Nathan? Are you still here? Did you dip out? I'm just curious because I'm not going to sit here and say that Alex Cora has been a perfect manager all year because that's just not true. But I think more times than not, he's done what he can to make this team better. Okay, again, Nathan, like I said, I don't think Alex Cora is the perfect manager, makes the right decision 100% of the time. That's impossible. These managers are human beings, right? But if over the course of a season, your argument is one game on August 4th, I think that's a pretty good track record, right? And again, I would say 90% of the time, Alex Cora has tried to make the right call. A lot of it has to do with performance as well. Kike's birthday is today, yeah. All right, chat. 2-1. Here's a pitch. Kike fouls it off. Do I think Kike is? Yes, put on your rally caps. I have mine on. Do I think Cora has anything to do with how bad the offense is? No. No, a lot of it just has to do with guys underperforming. I've talked about it in my videos too, which is just the Red Sox problem this year is that they've never been a cohesive team. You've had the top of the order hot, but the bottom of the order cold. The middle of the order hot, but the other parts of the order cold, right? They've never been hot at the same time, except for like 3 weeks in July. Ah, strike 3, game over. 11-8, chat. We still maintain our over 500 record. But the Red Sox do not. That puts us back 8 games of a wild card position and essentially seals the deal on the statistical mathematics of the season. Although on the plus side, chat, I will be getting an Alex Verdugo headband for next chat. Yeah, that was a tough one, chat. That was brutal. Another series lost. I think the Red Sox is officially time to start looking at the. I think it's officially time to start looking at 2023. We still trying to maintain hope, but yeah, it didn't work out. But at the end of the day, we did this stream for 3 hours and 23 minutes, and a lot of you guys stuck through all of it, and I want to thank you all very, very much for hanging in there with us. It was a ton of fun today on stream. Whether we agreed, whether we disagreed, it was a ton of fun. Yeah, I think we had a great time, guys. So thank you all. Miguel Blaze is good. Bringing them in next year. It's a little early on Miguel Blaze. We'll see. We'll see though. I'm Bloom better have a good plan this offseason. I'm taking a spreadsheet of all our positional needs. Okay. All right. Yeah, chat. Thank you all very much for hanging out. It was a ton of fun. I appreciate all of you. And I will see you guys tomorrow. We are talking about the Red Sox schedule for 2023. So make sure you guys hang in there because that's going to be a pretty cool video. Thank you all again. And I will see you guys in the red seats.